Waiting for the stream to catch up with me. Hello. My mic not working? Check, check. Check. Check, check, check. Okay, good. Anyway, we are back. So, going off the heels of last time,
How's it going? Welcome. Take your pick.
we're gonna buy these, but we're not gonna use them right away. We're gonna finish the final dungeons first.
This one thanks.
Just to
This one
use
thanks.
my mind.
This one thanks. This one thanks. This one
I'm really
thanks.
pissed that I had to buy some of these
This
like
one
3 or
thanks.
4 times. Not happy about that.
This one thanks.
Where did I load in?
Have a nice day.
Let me check my levels first. Okay, no, this is the right save. When did I use Immortal Swordsman?
Welcome. Take your pick.
I don't know. I have no idea.
This one thanks. This one thanks. Have a nice day.
Maybe I just forgot to save.
Do you
I would
need
do
something?
that.
What do you need? Which one?
Alright. One more event to go. Let's go. This is one of the longer ones, but it's fine. I think it's like 3 dungeons at the same time in the story.
It's not like you to ask for help directly, Alfreda.
I know. I thank you for coming regardless.
Something's bothering her. I wonder what's happened.
Not enough elf wives. That would trouble me
It
too.
must be important if you've gone as far as calling in outsiders like Excella and I.
Stop that. We keep telling you, you guys aren't outsiders. But what's this about?
I have a fairly large favor to ask.
A favor?
Yes. Everyone, if you'd raise your eyes to the heavens, you should be able to see a star frozen in the sky.
A star? But it's daytime, so there can't be... Huh? Huh. You're right. It's so bright. I can even see it with the sun out.
That thing has been up there for a few days now. I thought it was strange, but what exactly is it?
That star is slowly approaching Alfheim. In a few days' time, it will likely descend upon the land itself.
Fun.
A star is falling toward us? But that cannot be.
Don't tell me. Is this another Grimoire situation?
Yes. An enormous distortion is reaching across the void, dragging the star down with its dark power.
Whoa, are you kidding me? What kind of distortion can reach all the way out into space and yank on a star?
The larger a distortion is, the greater its power, and the more it resists destruction. I can't imagine what's going on inside this one.
Yuma, this could be a threat to the world as we know it. If you have need of my power here, I'll lend it to you gladly.
Good. I'm gonna be using you.
I suppose this goes beyond talk of outsiders. Now that I know the gravity of the situation, I can't refuse. You have my sword.
Excella, Genus, thanks. Don't worry, Alfreda. We'll stop that distortion.
Thank you. But are you sure? You may face incredible danger in there. Like nothing you've ever come against.
We're no
One
strangers
thing,
to risk.
I already know.
Besides, we can hardly back out now.
Right, everyone. Let's clear up the distortion before that star falls. We're gonna save the world.
Hell distortion. Yeah, I think there's like 5 or so. It's like every other one. It's like, oh, here's a new one. Oh, here's a new one. Oh, it got bigger. Just, all right. Let's go. Cannot dragon shift. Hell distortion. Floors fixed at 3. Level down 5. Why is level up 5 the one that does, like, the most to increase my rank, even though 5 levels up isn't really that big a deal? Gotta stop going from the bottom. I know it's faster to go from the top. Also, I'm switching the list, so it should be fairly obvious, but... Oh well, let's go.
Good luck out there.
And yeah, until they reach level cap, there's no reason not to do Experience Plus. Because the monsters outside are not going to be as tough as the ones with Grimoire.
I'm skeptical. This should suffice. It's over.
Purple Wigglies? Okay, just making sure there wasn't anything back there.
We may be in trouble.
All right, we've been spotted. I'm gonna do it.
Good hit.
I fear
So
no
anyway.
enemy.
Matt Pat did a video today. And again, I guess he thought it was news, or I guess he thought it wasn't common knowledge, but he was talking about dynamic scaling in games where if you're doing bad in certain games, it will scale down to meet your level.
Take this! I got him!
Did we do it? And so, shall be a true
I'm just going to expand upon that a little bit, because that's... I don't know. I felt like that was common knowledge. I may be wrong in that aspect. Like, I thought it was common knowledge.
Be careful here. Let us fight together.
But, yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like, yeah, on easy and normal mode, if you die to an enemy a certain number of times, they'll get easier, or the health bar will lie to you, or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, alright, that's cute and all. But there's some of us that play on harder difficulties, or try to make their games more challenging, and he never really expanded upon that idea of people playing on hard mode.
Escape!
I guess he was just shaming the average gamer. Which is weird.
All right.
Well, not really shaming, but you know, he was just like, oh, you've probably all been playing on easy mode, like trying to call out people saying, because again, there's this whole thing about Sekiro right now, about putting in easy difficulty, blah, 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 blah. And as much as he was talking, he was like, oh yeah, both sides are wrong, and it's like, no, clearly only one side is wrong there in your argument. You didn't exactly argue well for the other side in that case. Because if he's trying to argue for people saying there should be an easy mode, like, sure, would I want an easy mode for all of my games? Why the fuck not? But that's sort of the risk-reward system for games. It's like, if you didn't beat it on the harder difficulties, you don't get the secret endings, you don't get the cool shit. You just played the game and you got to the end. It's like, I'd play everything on basically its hardest difficulty, especially if I know about it.
It's over.
Or at least as hard as it can go, just to see what it's like. Like, there's never a moment where I'm just like, alright, I'm gonna only play this game on normal, unless I really hate it. Like, there are some games where I have no desire to, like, go into hard mode just because I don't like the game, or I didn't see a reason to do it. Like, because I'll look up the rewards too. I'll be like, alright, so reward for this game is if I beat it on hard mode, beat it on legendary, and it gives me nothing. I'm just like, alright, fuck off. But, like, Halo, Call of Duty, Resident Evil games, you know, all those I beat on professional levels, which, if you don't know about the scaling in Resident Evil as a series, like, it started mostly in, like, 4. That was where it was obvious, but it did happen in the earlier games, too. But if you play on professional, or the highest difficulty in those games, it locks that bar at the highest setting. So let's say there's a scale of 1 to 10. Easy mode, you're locked to 3 to 1. So the max difficulty you'll get is to a 3. If you die a lot, you'll go down to a 2 or a 1. But you always start off at like a 2. Normal goes from 4 to 6 or 4 to 7. So the highest you can get is 7. You'll usually start on like a 5. If you die a lot, you'll end up on 4, which makes it easier. They have less health. Your shots do more damage, etc., etc. Hard mode would be like your remainder, up to 9. So 7, 8, 9, right? So the easiest it'll be is a 7. The hardest it will be is a 9 if they're doing well. Enemies will take more or less damage depending on which one you're at. Bullets will do more or less damage. But professional or the hardest difficulties, it locks you at a hard 10. It doesn't get any lower. It doesn't get any easier.
Did we do it? Somehow you're blind.
And you are stuck playing the whole game like that because you picked professional. And again, I beat games like that. So again, his whole argument, I guess, was the idea that, oh, well, if you're arguing about this, well, you're all wrong because you've all been playing on easy mode or something. And it's just like, no, unless you're really bad at the game and you're dying on normal difficulty, that's not really a good argument here. It's like, because I'm one of those gamers where it's like, I know, especially if I die in a room for like Resident Evil, it will make the room easier. Like it's not uncommon. It's not something again, I went to game design school, so I know all about this shit. Egg monsters are on this floor. Nice. But that's not an uncommon thing. Like it's not a trade secret. Like, every game developer will, in some comment or another, say, yeah, you know what, you've been playing on an easy difficulty. But the idea that Sekiro needs to be... Oh! Do I got a Nintendo Switch? I do not currently. I do really want one, Zombie. I do really want to get one. But I haven't gotten one, no.
I'm gonna do it.
Again, it's a lot of money, and I've gotta invest my time and money wisely. Again, not saying I don't splurge on myself from time to time, because I had to. Like, I had to get a new laptop and everything, because my old one was dying, which basically nuked my tax return this year. But anyway, let me finish my other thought here. So again, about Sekiro. It's like, they're like, oh, put it in easy mode. And it's like, no, you either just give back the game or you give up. Like, that's honestly the answer. And that's always been the answer. And again, I'll get to Sekiro at some point, but I'm not one that pays for a From Software game at full price.
That was close. I can feel the power.
So I'll wait for it to be cheaper and then probably get it. Like if it gets down to $20, which will be like a year or so from now, and they'll have a sale, it's like 75% off. We'll see.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know how the friend system works on the Switch, because I know they did like combine with Xbox Live a bit, so they may be changing that system sometime soon. And if they do, great, because they needed to upgrade their friend system anyway, because it's terrible. Like Nintendo has always had a terrible one. It's like, oh yeah, here, have a friend code. like, no, you need a in-house system that uses networks and farms all over the place to make that work better. Because you can't really implement that for like FPSs and that sort of thing. So unless the game developer had their own server system, Nintendo almost couldn't keep up with certain games. So now that they've teamed up with Xbox Live, maybe they can implement that and use that to maximum effect, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I know they did partner up. And I want to see crossplay too. Like, I would love to have like Nintendo titles on Xbox and vice versa, like Xbox game on the Switch. I feel like they could do that. We're now in the HD era on all fronts, so I feel like that's a possibility at some point.
I'm gonna do it.
And even if Nintendo doesn't sell the console they want to sell you to, like, there's ways to do that. Like, they've got a catalog now where they can make that work. And there's no reason to lock themselves out of the market. Even though for a number of years they've been like, nah, we're not going to do that. We're going to be all exclusive on our consoles. Which is kind of why I'm sort of grateful that the Wii U was such a failure. Because it basically pointed out that, hey, no, we're not going to buy your console. It's a piece of trash. No matter how much of a unique experience you think it'll be. Not that there weren't great games on the Wii U, it's just the console was trash.
I got him! A glorious victory!
But anyway, so it's things like these that, you know, sort of come to mind, and hindsight's always 2020, because when Wii U first came out, I was like, alright, what is this? I never bought one, because my normal rule of thumb is I skip a generation, unless there is a title I specifically really, really want, which is why my argument for getting a PS4 was going to be so big, except I learned that this week, we're going to be getting the exact game that I wanted that was exclusive to the PS4 for a while, except it's going to be on all consoles now. So it'll be on the Switch, it'll be on the Xbox One. Oop. Can I use a hot potion? I can. And so now it's just completely irrelevant for me to even buy one at this point. And with the announcement of the PS5, there's going to be even less games coming out on the PS4, which is, you know, always a stupid idea. Especially if you're announcing a console. If it's not coming out this year, don't announce it. Just don't. Unless they're actually saying the PS5 is going to come out this year at the end of the year, which I didn't actually read the announcement. But there's no reason for me to get a PS4 at this point, because PS5 is going to come out. And it's like, oh, I should get the PS4 Plus with the whole, the VR headset and the whole 9 yards. It's like, all right, that's completely irrelevant now. Because PS5 is going to come out and it's just going to run it through. Or it better.
Yes!
And I'm sure that price point's going to be $1,000. I'm sure. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that that console's not going to sell for $1,000. And Sony's gonna look at you straight in the face and be like, well, we put all this new stuff in it, you're gonna pay the price for it. And it's gonna be like, yep, good luck with that. Again, not saying Xbox One isn't doing the same thing, because they are. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense for me to make a purchase for an outdated system, you know? And basically, with the PS5 announcement, PS4 basically became outdated. Like, that's really the answer here. It's like, there's no point in me doing it. There's no point in going for the PS4 at this point. If somebody wants to gift me one, that's another thing, but there's no reason for me to, like, worry about it.
So this is
Back
the
to the
worst
plot.
stuff distortions have to throw at us, huh? It's already giving me the creeps.
I can sense a powerful presence nearby.
Blind children of man, do not interfere. Destruction is the will of this world.
I'm supposed to be the edgelord. I'll tell you when the world's supposed to die. Thanks.
Who goes? Show yourself!
The voice is coming from everywhere. It's like the air itself is talking to us.
Is this distortion somehow alive?
If you interfere, I will oppose you with all that I am, all that I was, all that I will be.
Go for it.
That's Trishula.
What? But Trishula died back at the showdown with Gjord!
Behold now a puppet, soulless, empty, slave to strings, but in no measure less than its original. Blind children, have you the courage to stand against the face of your suffering yet again? The draconic shape of woe.
I have no problems with this.
Of course. If we beat it down once, we can do it again.
All too easy.
I'm gonna do it.
Behold my power.
Actually, it's sort of embarrassing. Again, in my first playthrough, I went through all of this at lower levels, so now it's just sort of a joke.
You can try.
Oh. See, I already won. I didn't even pay attention to his health bar.
And so it ends.
Didn't even pay attention. I already beat it.
We did it! It's down!
I remember that being harder. Or have we just gotten better at this?
Yeah.
The celebrations of fools. Revel in them while you can, for the end yet approaches.
You say that.
The distortion. It speaks again.
I am not so easily denied. You have faced but a fragment of my true nature.
And again, if that's true, why didn't you come full force?
That distorted Trishula was only a fragment?
No way. You mean there's gonna be more of them?
Yuma, we should report back to Elfrida. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get out of here, everyone.
Frozen distortion. Nice. White! Or, not white. Gold! Fire mana. Not great rewards. Although that's pretty much the same as I remember it. It's like the rewards just suck. They're just terrible. But no, that's my whole argument. It's like, people think they should get an easy mode. I'm just like, no, just don't play the game. Like, there are literally games out there that I haven't beaten myself.
So that was only a piece of a greater whole.
And the star still hangs in the sky. If the world remains in danger, then the distortion must have spoken true.
I thought that was gonna end it.
I admit this is a first for me. Fragments of a distortion. Separate, but one.
Don't lose hope. It doesn't matter how many of them there are. We'll just take them out like we did here, one by one.
Yeah, you just hold tight, Alfreda. We'll mop this up in no time.
Yes, I believe in you. Good luck, everyone.
But no, it is kind of funny, like, watching the tweets, like, especially from release day for Sekiro. It's like, yeah, gonna get into this new Sekiro game. Gonna be all hype. And then, like, 3 hours later, I'm gonna return this. This game's terrible. It's just like, that is the fucking dumbest shit, and I love it.
What do you need?
It is so fucking terrible. Oh my god. Hang on a minute.
I see.
And the star still hangs in the sky.
Okay, so I did already see it. That's weird. That's weird how they do those cutscenes. It's like 1 through 4. Alright.
Which one?
Grimoire, let's go. But yeah, so I don't really understand what MatPat's whole thing was today. I guess it was just to be a smartass, but like, that's not really proving anything. Like, who is he trying to pick fun of? Because it seems like it's still just the casual audience in my mind, because most people don't play the harder difficulties, and that's understandable. I get that. There are some games I don't play on hard difficulties, but there are games that I've done no-hit runs on, so, you know, it's just another one thing. But that's the idea, right?
All right.
I don't know who he was making fun of, I guess. I guess he was trying to prove some point, but I don't think it hit the mark. Or at least I don't think it hit the mark he thought it was going to hit. And it's one of those weird things, because I do like MatPat. I've been watching him since God knows how long. But he's gotten to that point now where he's sort of jaded by everything because he's gotten a lot of backlash. And so he's trying to be like a smartass, but it's not working out for him. So, I don't know. It's just weird.
I am with you. You shall never know I fear no.
And I'm making this dungeon look way easier than it should. Look at this level 106 monster I'm destroying. While I'm level 94. Not my elf girls, though. My elf girls are always going to be higher.
I fear no enemy.
All right.
Come on. Kill the doggos. Ooh, good hit. Good hit. Ah, they got me. Come on, elf wife, you can do this. Good hit, good hit. discussion.
And so it ends. She'll be a true Diva Magica.
Again, he's like, you aren't actually as good as you think you are. I don't know, I think I'm pretty good. Not gonna lie. Then again, I do have, I don't know, maybe 30 years of experience. That might be helping me a little bit, maybe. I also studied game design and game development, so, you know, there's that too. It's like he's trying to call out somebody, but I just can't figure out who. And it's supposed to be his casual audience?
Enemy approaching.
I just don't understand. I don't get it.
You're pretty good too. You better keep up.
I mean, who honestly watches MatPat just to watch MatPat if they aren't a gamer and they watch game theory, right? Like, I could see if you joined in on maybe film theory, and you're like, all right, film discussion, yeah, that's my thing. And don't get me wrong, I've done a lot of film work on myself, but it's mostly been amateur because I sure as shit don't have $1 million budget. But I know the basics, and I know how CGI works. Like, giving enough time and money, I can create some amazing shit, for sure. But you don't, like...
Be careful.
There! How's that? Take this!
And obviously, my skills aren't in design itself. Mine would mostly be in, like, effects. Because I've seen some terrible effects. I've seen some goddamn awful effects. But that's my bread and butter. Like, you give me enough time to play around, I'll make fucking explosions out the wazoo. Lasers, fire, the whole 9 yards.
A worthy foe.
Also, I actively seek a challenge, so I guess maybe that makes me unique, or I don't know.
Yes!
It really is.
Look strong. I'm gonna do it!
And again, there are a lot of gamers that do some things I could never do, and I respect those gamers, but there are other gamers where I look at them and I'm like, why do people like these people for their gameplay? That's clearly not it. So I'll throw another example. So we'll go into Game Grumps, and Game Grumps, they do play a considerable amount of games. They play a lot, and they've been playing so many days. It's hard for them to, you know, get good at anyone in particular because they have to switch it up every single time, right? But they don't play games to beat them or to completion them or anything like that. And the completionist takes it way too far, I think. Granted, that's the whole thing behind his show, but that shit would drive me nuts. Like, there are certain achievements I just don't care about in certain games. And 100% completion for every game is a little absurd. Like, at most it's bragging rights, but who honestly cares? This big guy. I make a joke out of these guys. It's not even absurd. Or not even fair. But so, Game Grumps, they do it for comedy. They do it to make a joke. They do it to promote their other stuff. Star Bomb. All that sort of stuff. And while I respect Aaron's opinions as he is as a player, I don't respect his opinions on all games all the time. Like, he hates the 3D Zeldas. I'm okay with the 3D Zeldas. I have no problem with them. Like, my favorite one is Twilight Princess. And he's like, no, the 2Ds are the best. They're the only ones that matter, blah, 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 blah. And we can all agree that what the fuck, the fucking sword one where you played with the Wii. I forget what it's called. Like, that's how bad it is. I don't even remember. The one where you're flying in the sky. Skyloft or whatever. I have that game. It's over there in the corner somewhere. Played it once, never went back to it, just didn't care. Twilight Princess, however, I've gone back to play that over and over and over again. Because it's a fucking good game. But,
Enemy approaching. Let's go.
I guess if you're not playing a game for fun, or if you're not doing anything challenging, it's fine. You can make content. But I don't think that really validates your opinion on gaming as a medium either. Like, I respect the completionist for doing all those full achievements, but it's just like, just because you're grading a game based on how accessible the achievements are, not really a good concept there. Aaron, on the other hand, grading it based on his own personal experience, which, let's face it, he's not a great gamer. He does have games he's good at, but he's not well-rounded. Like, he has things he likes. He has things he dislikes.
All right.
Me, on the other hand, I fucking play almost everything. There are games that even I actively hate, though. Like, you will never really see me doing a Minecraft playthrough or building buildings or anything else like that. Because I don't really consider Minecraft a game. I consider it a building simulator.
Yes.
And I'm just like, I have no patience for that. It is the most useless thing. Achievements or not, I don't feel like it's developing me as a gamer. It's not like I'm gonna come out of the cave and be like, oh man, that whole creeper battle was super tough. Fuck me, they almost killed me. It's like, you know, that's not entertaining for me if I'm not going for a higher arcing reason. And it's just like, alright, I've basically got nothing to do. This is boring as shit. And of course, like Let's Play. They've been doing Minecraft for God knows how many years now. And they always make, like, fun little games that they do. And they make it about, you know, a goal or an achievement or something like that. But they've also been going into this whole RP thing. Like, they're doing roleplay with their characters and that sort of thing. Whether they want to admit that or not. But they are. For example, right now they're doing You're Dead, You Dead. And this is the second You're Dead, You Dead. And they have these characters that are coming back from the dead, and it's like, oh, I died. What happened? What happened while I was gone? You know, like they weren't there the whole time. And it's just like, no, they're role-playing. Like, that's their whole gimmick for that. And it's a popular series, don't get me wrong. But that would be about the only reason I would play it. It's like for work, or for a story, or with my friends, right? And again, you can probably tell from a lot of my videos, I do have friends, just not a lot of them that play the games I play. And a lot of the games I play aren't really multiplayer related. Like Call of Duty and that sort of thing. I do that, but a lot of the games I play, my friends don't play. Like, they have their own set of games that they play, but I'm the one that's the most unique in my gaming skill set. For example, Momodora. Like, nobody I know plays Momodora, but I beat that on every difficulty, easy, medium, super hard, and hard. You know, it's just like, alright, that was fun for me. But nobody else plays it. Nobody else got all the achievements in that game like I did. But I had fun in Momodora, right? And that was the idea. And it's one of the most popular videos on my channel. It is one of the most popular videos I do. And again, could I just keep playing Momodora for the rest of my life? For sure. But I don't want to be the Momodora streamer. I don't want to be the Momodora YouTuber. I don't want to be that specialized in my gameplay. I want to play what I want to play when I want to play it. Which isn't popular. Like, believe it or not, that's not a popular concept among gamers. But then gamers also suffer from something I like to call burnout. And they'll tell you it's burnout, and I know it's burnout. Because they play the same thing over and over and over again. And sure, I have those moments where it's like, you know, I really want to go back and play this game. Like RE5 is a good example. I'll go back and play that game with whatever build. Like, I'll do a bow and arrow build, I'll do a rocket launcher build, I'll speed run it, I'll do a machine gun build.
We've been spotted. Watch this.
But it's not something I want to do every day, all day. I don't want to be a League of Legends player. I don't want to be a Fortnite player. For God's sakes, I don't want to be a Fortnite player. Which is strange, because I do like Fortnite as a game, but I'm not going to play it solo because I don't care enough. I just don't care about the game enough. And I've beaten it. Like, I've won, like, more than my share of matches. Like, as squads or as a duo or whatever.
I'm gonna do it.
So there's not really anything for me to gain by saying, all right, I'm going to get my first win because I've already beaten it. Expanding on it even more isn't going to make me better. It's not going to make me smarter. It's not going to make me stronger. It's just going to be more of the same. Now, I respect people who do that, and I respect people who do that for a living. Like, it's easier for certain franchises than others. I would say it's easier for, like, a Mario player to start playing all Mario games because there's a fucking ton of them. But it's not so easy when you sort of lock yourself into that one game. Which is what the completionist was having problems with, too. Because he ended up playing initially all his favorite games for full completion. And then he'd already played all his favorite games, so now he's stuck with garbage, right? He didn't mix it up. He didn't play trash and then a good game, then trash, then a good game, or, you know, a mediocre game and then a good game. He's just like, nope, all front-loaded. We're going to do the games I love, the games that are nostalgic for me, and then he's just sort of like, ugh, I'm done.
Enemy approaching.
Again, it works on the YouTube algorithm because it's a consistent thing for people. And your viewers are going to be like, all right, hey, I came here for this content. We're going to keep it this content. Another example is my Soul Calibur 6 videos. My most popular one right now is the one where I did the costume analysis for custom-built characters. Right? Where I sort of messed around with some of the characters that were pre-built. And I played through that game, and I got over 100 views on that video, which is big for me. That's huge. That's a huge number. And there's more than a few of them that have 100 views. And if I stuck to that formula, sure, that would be huge for my YouTube career, but it's not going to get me, you know, huge level of followers or viewership. And it's basically just those one or two videos, but, you know, it has nothing to do with, like, my viewers, because I appreciate anybody who spends any amount of time watching me do this. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for fun. I would love, absolutely love, to make this a full-time thing for myself. Like, again, if you told 8-year-old me I could play video games for a living and make a living off of it, I would have called you a liar, which is why I went into game design in the first place, because again, Twitch wasn't around, YouTube gaming wasn't around. I was like, all right, I like gaming, let me get to understand what that is, let me do what I can with it. which is why I have a full understanding of how things are built, how 3D engines work, how 2D engines work, why you do certain things, why you code certain ways, engines, level design, the whole 9 yards. And I know from my own experience that my specialty is level design and particle effects. Like, you give me any level creator in enough time, I will create a masterpiece. Like, no joke. Which is weird because you think Minecraft would be my bread and butter, but I absolutely hate that. I absolutely hate that.
It's over. I will see justice done.
Because it's not fun, right? There's no overarching game after that. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna design a thing, it'll work, and people are already doing that.
Come.
It's just like, that's super boring for me. I want a game. I want a game with an objective. I want a match with an objective. I want something to achieve, I guess. And you could argue that the Ender Dragon is an end game for that game, but even so, it's not enough for me to care. It really isn't enough for me to care. It's like, alright, there's really only one formula to beat this dragon. That's the only one that works. The boss never changes, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, And again, I'm okay with a one-way defeat boss. Because again, like, the bosses don't really change in this game either. But they're unique, right? There's more than one. So if I get tired of a boss, all I have to do is basically just be like, alright. If I don't like fighting this boss, I can fight a different boss. Actually, you were the... No, you're the second dragon I fought. The first one was Trishula, although later Trishula was harder. So it's a little weird that they went with this, but that's okay. But you see, I know my type advantages. I know, like, think of all the things I've learned from this game alone. It's like, alright, I'm fighting an ice dragon, right? So dragons are weak to ice, and just because of the ice typing, it's weak to fire. And I'm learning that this dragon has a weakness, right? So I learned that the dragon has a weakness, and I utilize that weakness. Right? That's something I learned through this game. It's something I acquired through my skills of playing this game and fighting so many battles and all that sort of stuff. It's the same way with Sekiro. It's like you're going to fight a boss about 100 times, and then you're going to learn the pattern. And then you're going to learn how to fight it. Then you're going to learn the weakness. And then you're going to be like, oh my god, why wasn't I doing this from the beginning? It was the same thing with Dark Souls 3. And you'll watch where I fight... what the fuck is that dragon's name? We're going to get there. Let me get through the story part.
Blind children, you flail helplessly in the dark, hoping it might somehow save your world from time's ravages.
The distortion's voice again. Hey, you! You gonna stop being a big sore loser?
Another fragment claimed, another facade fallen. But you are no closer to grasping the true scale of my designs. If you've strength to wail and despair here, you've strength to fight. Go, seek the next fragment, and challenge it.
Oh no. There's still another distortion?
There's no end to him. Come on, Yuma. We've got no reason to stick around here.
Right.
This was gonna be Gable, but white chest, which won't matter because I've already gotten the max thing, so it's not really a big deal. Fucking the big dark dragon. What the fuck is its name? I can't think of it now. Anyway, so I fight that dragon for 4 hours, right? And I keep dying to it, and I die over and over and over and over and over. And I don't remember exactly how I did it. I may have summoned in somebody who was helping with the mist. Or I may have done it solo. I don't remember exactly. But that's fine. It doesn't bother me. But later on, I learned that Pestilent Mist just eats away at that dragon, and I don't really have to be close to it at all. And I could do that with half my health, half the Estus, as a summon, and still beat the dragon. Oh, Midir. Midir is the dragon. It was the same thing in Soul Calibur 6, when I was fighting Zasalamel. Like, I fought that idiot for...
What have I gotten you all into?
It's okay, Alfreda. But I fought Zasalamel for fucking 2.5 hours straight, I think. Maybe 3 or 4. I eventually beat his ass, but that was a fucking pain in the ass fight. I was complaining the whole time. You can go back and watch that video in Soul Calibur 6. It's probably one of my longer videos. But I did beat him. I cheesed him out, probably. But I don't know. Maybe I just happened to have a good luck run on that. I have no idea.
Don't blame yourself, Alfreda. We're fighting for the world, remember?
Yeah, it's not like we can just kick back while the world's in danger.
Thank you, everyone. Truly. Even so, I never expected distortions of this magnitude, nor one so willful.
She speaks truth. This entity is proving quite the trickster.
Not only that, but the distortion keeps chucking these huge, beefy enemies at us. Be nice if it called it a day already.
There are better ways to spend our energy than on fretting about it here. Yuma, lead us to the next site.
Yeah,
Back in. But yeah, so it's just one of those things. It really is one of those things where I don't mind difficulty. Then again, I've got the experience to back it up.
How are you?
I've got the experience, and I've got the ability, and I know I do.
Good work.
And it doesn't really matter what the game is. Like, I can get any achievement in any game unless it's, you know, obviously physically impossible or they made it impossible for me to do with enough time and energy. Whether it's made up difficulty like getting a certain item or actual difficulty by fighting a boss at a certain power level, you know? What did I end up getting for you? What did you want? I have no idea what she wanted. Goblin pill. And I can look at a game and I can critically analyze each and every single one of its points. From lore to gameplay to design to music. And I feel like I've got a fair assessment on it. I feel like I do. And again, there are certain things where it may be unfair or unreasonable. But that's just due to the fact that I have no way of knowing what they coded the game to do. There's no way for me to know what the inner workings of the code is unless I'm going in on the back end with like a PC and I'm like sourcing the code and it's like, no, I'm not gonna do that shit. Not to mention that it's probably A, illegal, and B, like I don't want to ruin a game. But you know, there's just things I analyze. And I'm like, alright, what can make this better? What can make this worse? Why is this game not actually what this game says it is? Etc., etc. For example, I'll use Shining Resonance Refrain as a good starting point. While I do enjoy this game, there are some huge flaws to this game. There are so many fucking flaws to this game. It hurts. So, not to mention the HUD design, but
Be careful.
let's just talk about, like, these are NPCs, right? And they're all just designed to stand there. Like, the only thing that really moves on them are their arms and their heads, and that's just standard animations. And they're always the same. Nothing really changes. But there's nothing that really brings this city to life. There's no extra features. There's nothing like lying around. It's not unique. It's not a well-designed hub. And I could see that they had a lot of ideas of what they wanted to do with this game. Like, look at Prim. Prim has got so many animations going on compared to everybody fucking else. Like, Genus is just standing there like an idiot. He doesn't walk around. Like, some NPCs walk around, but they have a set path, and even if you get in their way, like, the routing, it doesn't do anything. Like, you could probably push this child into the wall while it's on the move if you had enough patience. But it's not well designed. It's terrible. It is awful. Soldiers just standing at their posts, that's pretty generic. But notice they have no weapons, right? What kind of a fucking soldier has no weapons? You know, and I can look at these design elements and be like, alright, they obviously had budgetary constraints. They didn't have enough time. They had a lot of good ideas, but they couldn't implement them fully. They just couldn't. That's why most of this HUD is empty. That's why, like, this platform is huge. This is a fucking huge map for what? Like, 5 people that actually do something as a shop. And then the rest is just, like, my teammates just standing in awkward positions.
Alright.
Like, it's not a good design. It really isn't. And then you see me run across the map and be like, oh my god, this is taking forever.
Whoa, Yuma!
Because it's not well designed. Like, the way to simplify this is make a shopping center. Like, this right here, this should have been the shopping district. It's like, put shop here, put shop here, put shop here. And you could tell that they had this set up. They had this set up like these were going to be shopkeeps. They just never utilized it. It's the same thing with the quest system. I could tell that they wanted to do a lot more with it, but they didn't have enough time to program it. Like these houses, they're all designed, but you never go into them. Like, you are always outside in this game. The cutscenes try to give you the idea that you're inside a building, but you're always outside. You never go into any of these buildings. Ever. You go into the dungeons, you go into the battle arenas, but otherwise, there's not a lot going on. And the battle arenas, they already realized they underutilized, which is why they put those monsters that are level 100 back into those arenas later. Because it's like, we just have this fucking dungeon room we used one time for one boss battle, and that was it. And you could tell they wanted to do a lot with that, but there was just so much of constraint on it. Now what they did do is the character design is pretty fucking good. Like, holy shit, they went into depth. They went into a lot of specifics for these characters. Like, there is so much shading on this girl right now. Like, look at that. Like, she is literally, her body design is just popping into frame because they went for character design. They went for plotline development. Now, the story's not great. It still has its flaws, but they knew the audience, right? Or at least a part of the audience would like, alright, cute girls, that's probably enough to sell this game. And they're right. Now, on top of that, while that wasn't necessarily curtailing to me, I was thinking, alright, is this like Shining Force? Because again, Shining Resonance Refrain is part of the Shining series. And again, you see it in Japan, because there is still advertising for Shining Resonance Refrain in Japan, which I think is, like, hilarious, because this game is not well designed. Like, there are elements that are well designed, like, The detail on the architecture, the map is well designed, the castle is well designed. This whole design of this area is well designed, but they don't utilize any of it. None of it. The rain effect, that's pretty good. You know, I'm not gonna lie. The different weather effects, not bad. The fog could use some work, but that's just personal opinion. Sandstorm also could use some work, but again, I'm a level / effects designer, so uses a little work. It's fine. The quest system could also use some work, because I don't like doing the same quest over and over again, and it's hard to tell what you've already done. And it's hard to tell what your gauge at as a social link is with these characters. That's another discussion I have. Like, you're supposed to build up your social links with these characters, and the way you do that is either by bringing them into battle to level them up or get them a little bit of experience, or you give them an item, which is broken, because you've seen me where I'll talk to them, they'll be like, alright, we've already went on a date, so I'm not ready for it quite yet, but when I give them an item, it resets their meter, and then you can go immediately back on another date. So that system's broken. The damage calculations are broken, the health pools are broken, the MP is super broken, because I should not be able to easily beat monsters twice my level in this game. Like, that has been the whole spectrum of this game. If the monsters are not twice my level, it's not really even a challenge. Like, that's just the honest goddamn truth. So, again, that's my fair assessment of this game. I still enjoy it. I still like doing the dungeons. I still like getting all the achievements. And I'm still going to get all the achievements. But it is not a well-designed game. Like, I would not even put this in a recommendation list for anybody else, to be honest. But it's fun for me, you know? And we're gonna go into what I feel like is a very well-designed game, which also has its flaws from time to time, for sure. But it's had years to progress, and it's still one of my favorite games, even if it is just a little bit too hidden in some of its quest logs. Final Fantasy has that problem where it's like, oh yeah, if you didn't do this specific thing at this certain time, you're not going to get this quest, or even if you do, you have to be at this level or this health or, you know, whatever else to beat this monster, and you have to have this setup. So, again, a lot of good ideas. A lot of great ideas and concepts probably went into the game design, just weren't implemented properly. And again, this game had time too. The initial release for this game was 2014, and then they re-released it like worldwide with Refrain mode, which is this mode now. And they had a few bug fixes, I'm sure, and they added some extra content and all that sort of stuff, including the costumes, including the special edition, which I got. I did get the special edition. But all throughout the Refrain play mode, like, I was hoping and I was praying. I was like, alright, I saw the standard mode, I saw what it had to give. Is Refrain mode going to change the story at all? And now that we've gotten to this point, it didn't change a thing. It changed nothing. The only thing it changed is now Genus and Excella were available from the very beginning. That was it. So I could have played this on Refrain mode from the very beginning, saved myself a lot of time and effort, but I did want to trust the idea that, alright, play it on standard first, then Refrain mode, and then it'll make more sense, blah, 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 blah. Really, my honest opinion, just start from Refrain mode. You'll save yourself a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort. And I feel like Lizelot has more in her store, especially the EXP up, and the experience up, and the money up, little things that help with the grimoires, which is the only reason I got to level 100 so quickly. Because in my standard playthrough, 20 hours more than what I've been playing on this current version right now, I'm only at like level 84. Now I'm up to 90, 101, 102.
Which one?
So, again, just those ideas. And again, I know I've been talking a lot. It's all related to my experience with gaming as a concept and as a medium. So, if you agree or disagree, you can let me know. I don't mind one way or the other. You can argue with me. I'm fine with that. Like, Minecraft sells millions and millions and millions and millions of units. It is the highest selling game probably of all time. And don't get me wrong, it makes a lot of money. It's just not a game for me. And people are like, oh, well, look at the sales. And I'm just like, sales don't mean it's a good game to me. The only thing sales means is it just means it's popular. Another example, and I'm going to piss off a lot of people, because I do like Marvel, but I've honestly probably only seen one Marvel film from the past 13, 20 years to completion. I think it was Iron Man, and I think that was it. That's like probably, I think that was the first Marvel film. And I was like, alright, it's an okay movie, but I wasn't like, oh man, this is a masterpiece. And now we're on the end game. I've never seen an Avengers film to completion. Not one. At least not the movie ones. Not the IRL movie ones. Because I've read the comics. I've seen the cartoons from like the 90s, the 2000s, and I've pieced that together from those. Like, I know the source material. I know how the Marvel Universe works. I know, you know, who Thanos is and everything else. I already know this before seeing the film. And people are like, oh no, they're gonna die. And I'm just thinking, if you know how Marvel works, you know that it doesn't matter who fucking dies in the film. They will come up with the most BS excuse and they will be alive in the next film. Like, that's really all it is. It's like, it doesn't even have to make sense. It's just like, oh, well, you see, Spider-Man died, but, no, he comes back in the next one because, Doctor Strange went to another dimension and brought him from another world. And it's just like, okay, sure, why not? So it doesn't really, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't fucking matter.
Thanks. I'll give it a shot. Yes.
And again, I'm not trying to ruin anybody's, you know, love for those films. Because it's like, yeah, you can enjoy those films. I'm not shaming you for doing that. I'm just saying, as a concept, like, people being so invested in these films and being like, oh no, this is the real deal. I'm just saying, no, that's not the case at all. Because 10 years from now, they're going to redo it again. They're basically just going to redo Avengers again. They're just going to be like, oh, well, that Thanos, nah, we're going to do a different Thanos this time. It's the same thing with, like, when they keep redoing Spider-Man or when they keep redoing fucking Fantastic Four. They've tried to redo Fantastic Four, like, 3 times. 3 fucking times, and they still haven't gotten it right.
We've been spotted.
Because they aren't going with the source material. They're going with whatever made-up bullshit they want to go with. And what was the big mad? Galactus. Okay, so you want to know what fucking comic book Galactus looks like versus movie Galactus? So comic book Galactus is just a giant fucking humanoid with a stupid purple helmet out in space that actually devours planets as a humanoid. Like, that's his whole thing. In the film, they try to make it like this black hole of destruction, and I'm just like, that is the dumbest shit. Not that it wasn't done before, but that's even stupider than what they could have done. If they stayed true to the source material, they would have been like, okay, they stayed true to the source material, that's reasonable. You know, just a big dude in a big, stupid purple helmet. And again, I have these opinions, and it's just like, you know, the filmmakers aren't going to come to me. They're still making millions and billions of dollars on these films, and it's making them money. 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 it's working. Like, the fucking people love that shit. Don't get me wrong, so they're doing something right, but it's not the medium itself. The medium itself is not exactly expanding because of it. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be the definitive version. Because there's going to be at some point, sometime later, something else that's going to take its spot. This is the same thing with Star Wars. The reason that the Star Wars movies now are fucking terrible is because they're trying to stay with a canonical source. Not that they shouldn't. They very well should. But then they're like, okay, we're just going to pick and choose certain things that we like and other things that we don't like. Even though in the original, there were fucking loopholes out the wazoo. Don't get me wrong. There were fucking loopholes galore in that. And then they're trying to, you know, make sense of it later on. It's like, oh, well, here's the canonical reason. It's just like, it's okay. You don't have to have a canonical reason. It could just be bullshit. It's fine. Anything could be canon. It's fine.
Yes.
But don't retroactively ruin previous films, because obviously you're just trying to ruin it for the concept of your film, right? Don't ruin the source material because it messes up a timeline. It's like, it happens so often. Comic books are a great example. It's like, wait, didn't Spider-Man die last week in Wolverine issue 101? And obviously I'm making this up. Obviously, you know, I'm just giving an example. But that's the thing, right? And it's like, oh, no, that wasn't Spider-Man. That's Amazing Spider-Man. That's a completely different character. And it's like, fine, it's stupid, it makes sense. It's not great, but, you know, it's an idea. I'll go with it. It's the same thing with Batman Forever. DC embracing its own multiverse. Which again, also a terrible thing. Again, when you start dealing with directors have fucking the worst ideas in a lot of films. Oh my god. Oh. It's like they've got their nose up so far up their own ass, it hurts sometimes. It's like they love the smell of their own farts.
Let's go.
And it's like, no, I'm gonna make my film. Whoever doesn't like it, obviously they're wrong. And again, people who don't read comics, or people who don't know Marvel as an industry, who've never read the source material, or haven't watched the cartoons, or haven't learned about these things, or know about certain aspects of the universe, obviously they aren't getting it. Because every time they make a film, I hate this, every fucking time they have to remake a film, they have to re-fucking-do the goddamn creation story. It's like, oh, well, Superman came from this small town in Kansas. It's like, we already know this shit. You could literally just start the film with, hey, here's Superman. Here, he's fighting off a fucking robber. And that would be fine. You don't have to tell us his fucking life story again. And again. And a fucking again. I don't care. It's like, And again, the reason that they do that is to try and establish the rules for their film in their universe. And I get that. Because it's like, alright, here's why this Superman is this way. Or here's why this Superman is this way. Honestly, we're going to learn that throughout the film anyway. It's like, if this is not related to the other Superman films, the only thing you have to say is, this is blank Superman. Right from the start, you don't need anything more than that. And you can do this with any hero. It's like, this X-Man is not the same as this X-Man. Fine. It's different universe, different legacy. Doesn't have anything to do with the original. It's all fine. Like, you don't have to have the same Professor X or the same Xavier or the same Phoenix or whatever else. It's just stupid.
We've been spotted. Watch this.
And I hate it. Is that gonna change anything? Hell no. Like, people are still gonna see that fucking shit, and it's gonna drive me absolutely bonkers. But the source material is already there. The source material already exists. It's existed for almost 100 years now. Like, no joke. Like, fucking DC and Marvel have been around for about 100 years. You can look at the original comics. They do exist. And yes, this was back when Superman was sneezing out fucking galaxies and constellations from his nose. It doesn't make any goddamn sense, but in the comic book world, it didn't have to make sense. It's stupid. It's superhero logic. That's how it works. You see I'm riling myself up. I'm just... Honestly, it doesn't even matter. Like, if I never see Endgame in my life, fine. I don't care. It's not gonna hurt me. It's not gonna benefit me. If I heard the ending from somebody as a spoiler alert, it wouldn't affect me. It's not a big deal because honestly, it doesn't change anything. It's not the story I really care about. Like, you could tell me Thanos had diarrhea and died, like, and that was the whole film, and I'd have to believe you. And if the context of my conversation hasn't been related to the game, that's another thing about the game. It's like, I don't really have to pay attention to the game. Like, I just don't. I am enjoying my time playing the game, but I don't have to think about it, right? I'm just fighting whatever. I'm not even looking at their levels. I'm just like, alright, here we go. And that could be applied to a lot of mediums, though, too. Like, books can be formulaic, especially if you start doing a series. You can just start reading the patterns and know exactly where the writer's going. And then you could have writers like J.K. Rowling that come like, oh yeah, after the fact they were having orgies all over the place. And it's just like, why is that relevant at all? Not to, pick a sore wound, but basically the way J.K. Rowling worked is she never mentioned any of this in her books or in her films or blah, 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 or maybe she didn't like the spin-off films, but I haven't really watched those. But the idea that, oh, Dumbledore's a gay character, yep, LGBT, Hermione, yep, I never said she was a white girl, so she could clearly be a black girl. It's just like, alright, sure, why not? And again, I'm not shaming anybody who believes that, or that holds that as a value for the character. It's just like, you can't do that after the fact and be like, yep, here's the canon now. It's not even relevant. It's not important enough. You didn't put it in the book, so obviously it didn't matter, so who the fuck cares? You aren't being a hero for the LGBT community just for saying it.
I got him! I got him! It's over.
And again, that is a double-edged sword too. And I'll discuss this as plainly and as succinctly as I can because I don't want to offend anybody to an upsetting level. But if you have an LGBT character in a movie or a film, do you want it to be fairly obvious, like they're flamboyant about it? Or do you just want it to be one of those known unknowns, or you want it to just be something where it's like, oh, well, I shipped this and now it's canon? Because there's no real good way to explain somebody's sexuality without introducing sex into the film. It's like, basically what you would have to do is show a bedroom scene, and it's like they're laying with whoever. Like with a lover, they're shirtless or topless, and they're lying in bed together, or they just had sex, or they visually had sex, and then they just go along like it's normal. You know, that's basically it. Like, there's no real depth to it. To sort of show what their sexuality was. But, you know, it's like, is there a good way to show that? Because obviously it really doesn't matter in a lot of cases. Like, obviously in a romance story or something like that, knowing and having somebody say physically, oh, I love you, blank and blank. That's one way to do it as well. But in, like, an action film, does it matter? Like, if James Bond in one of his films were at some point to come out as a gay character, then obviously there are going to be people who would be offended by that very concept. Like, no, James Bond is this character, and this is the way he looks. Even though, you know, it doesn't really matter, because James Bond could be whatever, in whatever film, because who the fuck cares? Again, that's another superhero-like trait film. Because James Bond is really a superhero, let's face it. Like, he's fucking survived gunshots and stab wounds and the whole 9 yards that he shouldn't have survived, the whole fucking kit and caboodle.
Yes, they found us. Here we go.
I'm skeptical.
But that's the idea, right? It's like, does it matter? Does it matter what a character's sexuality is? And what does it mean to have representation in a film? Like, honestly. Like, if they redid, and again, this is going to be one of those things that's like way out of proportion, but if they redid the original Star Wars, and they made Luke Skywalker female and Asian and black and, you know, the whole 9 yards, it doesn't affect me. I don't really give a damn. It's fine. That wouldn't be the one that I'd consider the canon one, but, you know, that's whatever. It doesn't affect me. It's not a big deal. You know, she'd be called Luka Skywalker, and it's just like, alright, cool. But I feel like that's just sort of taking advantage of, you know, basically this whole tactic of shaming Hollywood, you know what I mean? Just to be like, oh, well, we need more representation. And I agree. Like, it's okay to have more representation. Like, obviously I don't want, you know, somebody portraying a real-life character as somebody who is not of that race. For a fictional character, I don't care, but for a real-life one, that makes sense. That's like you don't want a white guy portraying a black person. That'd be fucking the end of the universe. Even though it has been done before in, like, really old films. And it is, you know, by some people's definition, racist. But honestly, if it's a fictional character, why does it matter? Like, why does it fucking matter? I don't get it.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't affect you as a person in any way. It doesn't affect me. It may affect the sales, but other than that, isn't it just taking advantage of... Oh, I'm going to use Elfrida, by the way. Sup, girl? Thanks, BB. And at some point, we're going to reach, and again, I'm speaking about the future here. We're going to reach a point where films are going to be a unique experience for each viewer, where they're going to pick the characters that they want for their film, and it will play out how they want no matter what film it is. And I'll go into depth about this once I get out of the dungeon here. But let's get through these fights first. But basically think about it like this. You know how there are some books where you can pick your path, pick your ending, pick your whatever, or video games where you can create your own character? We're going to reach a point where films and TV and the whole 9 yards are going to have that sort of feature to them. And people are going to be like, no, this is the canon version, or no, this is the canon version. And I'm just going to be like, didn't really matter, didn't change your story enough to really fucking affect it. It's like, alright, I want a black guy lead. Alright, you can have a black guy lead. Go ahead. I want a white woman. I want a Chinese woman. You know, whatever. I want a Native American love interest.
You cannot escape
What the fuck is the deal with that, girl?
The melody of the wind. The world resonates in my heart.
But yeah, you're gonna be able to pick and choose eventually, and it's gonna come fairly soon. Like I give it about 10 years, and there's already films that have sort of dabbled in that before. It's like, all right, you want to see this ending, or you want this ending to be canon. And I think my favorite one was the comedy Clue, where basically it didn't matter because you had 3 different endings. But yeah, so you had multiple endings and it didn't matter, and it was still a good, funny film. You know, it was still a good film to watch. But ultimately, it didn't matter what you watched before because any of them could be canon. It was a choose your own adventure, which I think is hilarious. Good hit.
Don't underestimate me.
Try not to hinder me.
There we go. But yeah, you're gonna choose your story anyway.
How's that?
You're going to
That
choose
had to
what's
do it.
true anyway.
I do not comprehend. Why do you struggle? Why do you resist Oblivion's embrace?
You again? Your voice is getting real grating, you know that?
Destruction is the will of the world. Why do you, a single fragment of it, resist?
The will of the world?
You mean the world wants to be destroyed? How can you possibly know that?
He can't.
We should get out of here and find the next one. We don't have much time.
Drake distortion. But that's the thing. Like, it really doesn't fucking matter. And people are like, oh, don't spoil the film for me. And I get it. It's like you all want to see it and experience it for yourselves, and you want to be surprised, and you want to be like, oh, what's their vision for the story? And it's just like, whatever. Earth Blessing, Tranquilizer, Tough Buff. Terrible, terrible items. Anyway, that's my rant. I'm done with the rant. But that's basically my concept of the whole thing. And we are probably going to finish this main distortion by the end of today.
Yeah, that's what the voice said anyway.
Well, it's a liar! Don't listen to it!
Is it truly lying?
Huh?
If the world longs for its own end, maybe this distortion really is an embodiment of its will.
Hold on, checking my, Damn, girl. Alright, there we go.
That's not true. It can't be. Look around you.
Around?
Yeah, the signs are everywhere. See those flowers?
Yep, the flowers prove that the Earth wants to live. That's how you know. Flowers blooming, Earth wants to live.
How beautiful. I'd never noticed. And the sweet bird song. The insects alighting on the petals. Wings glittering in the sun.
See? This world is beautiful. How could this be a place that wants to end itself? We have to protect it, no matter what.
Yuma. You're right. Forgive me. In a moment of weakness, I was tempted to think... No, I cannot turn my back on this. I brought these distortions into the world, and I will see them gone from it.
Keep strong, Elfrida. We're making progress. As long as we stay a step ahead of them, the distortions won't be a threat for much longer.
Please, everyone. You're this world's only hope.
The name of the game was Skyward Sword. I just remembered it. Going back to Zelda. The name of the game was Twilight Princess. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I was like, I could not think of that name.
Hello there.
And then the second I took 5 seconds, I was like, wait, I have it.
What do you need? Which one?
Oh. I don't really care if they're Berserk. Honestly, Berserk hasn't really done anything, so I'm just like, whatever.
Please, be careful.
Well, fuck. This is the worst design. Alright, that's fine.
Enemy approaching. Watch out, everyone!
Hopefully the second floor is a little more condensed. Although, knowing my luck, it'll be the biggest dungeon room of the fucking all.
Yes! A glorious victory!
Oop, they found us! I shall fight.
Watch this!
My power.
I will join you. Yes! It's over.
I should get all the achievements by today.
Watch this!
No matter how many times I have to refight those fucking battles, I'm gonna get all those achievements finished.
Take this!
It's over. I will see justice done.
Creeping Shadow, fuck. Oh shit, she's only level 90. I was like, wait. Wait a moment.
Enemy approaching. I shall fight.
A glorious victory.
I guess I'm a little... let me do a little self-analysis here. So, I don't enjoy things where I don't control the journey. So, for example, sporting events, like, I'll watch them, but I don't actually enjoy them because I have no control over the game as it's happening. Obviously, that changes if it's a live event a little bit, only because you can control the volume of the crowd by being a good synergistic person for the unit of the crowd.
That takes care of that.
It's like starting a wave, or being a part of the wave, or killing a wave, or, you know, something like that. Or yelling, or, you know, any number of things in a live audience. But as far as watching it on television, like, people love to yell and scream and shout at the TV. And it's not going to change the game. Like, maybe in some sense of the word, you feel like luck's involved or whatever else, but ultimately it doesn't really do anything. Whereas with gaming as a medium, I have full control over the way my groups are set up, the way they interact, how they battle, at least to a certain degree. Like, there are certain elements I don't control, like what commands my units go through, like what their logic is. I could try to point them in the right direction, which is why... Oh, Eternal Dragoneer. When I have them set up in the mode, I have them set to heal first, when you see there. Or I can tell them not to attack, which means they just won't attack. Offense is obviously more offensive, act freely as they do whatever the hell they want to do, which is just AI based, which is terrible. And I've seen act freely work in action, and it's pretty fucking awful. Heal first just makes more sense, because obviously if I have characters at low health, their first instinct is, okay, do I have a healing spell in my arsenal? We're going to use it. And I feel like if this game really did what it wanted to, if it had an infinite budget and all the time in the world, they could have implemented a multiplayer system where you play online, you get to pick whatever character you want to control, or you can pick a room and help somebody else out, or you can do a single player campaign like you're doing now. And I would probably be Rena. I would probably play as that character. I would be the support class. Big damage, big heals, big buffs. Because let's face it, she's stacked. That girl is fucking stacked. And she's got an ass that won't quit. Look at that fucking booty. Boom. Alright, anyway. But as far as being solo or being completely in control on a single player campaign, obviously you want to be doing as much as you possibly can. At least as far as actions are concerned. Which is why I'm playing as Yuma, and even though I'm not really paying too much attention, as far as gameplay is concerned, there we go. But yeah, you can see, like, as far as my versatility with her, like, if I have to have a backup unit, she's the one. She's the fucking one I will use. Wow, that's actually impressive. Now, it's not fun being a support without extra help, by any means. We're going to leave you there just so I know where to go. Stay back.
Come to me.
I'll take care of this.
It's over.
It shall be a true Diva Magica. Enemy approaching.
All right.
I shall fight.
I'm skeptical. Take this. Follow
How about this?
A glorious victory.
But yeah, that would have been like a cool little thing to add on. Obviously, they'd have to build servers and make that a thing. And while it's been 5 years since the original release of this game, and obviously they did have budgetary constraints, I doubt that that would be a thing they could have implemented. I'm just saying, for future endeavors, like, if they wanted to come back and redo this later, that would be a cool thing to implement, right?
Is there no other way?
Like, I'd go for a super high-def version of this game with more elements and all that sort of thing. And that's another thing. It's like, people are like, nah, they'll never do that again, or they'll never recreate that game, or they'll never do what you're asking. It's like, no, they probably will at some point. You just haven't waited long enough, or it may not be in our lifetime. Because honestly, who knows what's going to be built in the future, right? It's just like, there are those naysayers that say, nah, this will never be a thing, this will never happen, it's too impossible, blah, 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 blah. And yet, every year we come across something new that we thought wasn't going to ever be possible being possible. Like, ask anybody from the past, hey, you think cell phones will ever be a thing? Nah, that's stupid. Why would we do that? Who wants a phone in their pocket? And now everybody's got one, you know? It's just like, well, we just proved you wrong again. So I'm never going to say, like, it'll never happen. I'm just saying, these are ideas that need to happen or need to occur. Things that need to come across at some point. Because who knows how budgetary constraints work later. Maybe somebody really fucking loves this game and they want to fund a project with infinite amount of dollars.
We've been spotted.
Maybe that is a thing. I don't know. Like I said, Japan loves some weird shit. They really fucking love Dragon Quest games. And I'm not going to shame anybody for loving Dragon Quest games. Like, that's all fine and good. Now, would I say they are the epitome of gaming? No. But there are going to be plenty of people who are just disagree with that concept. It's like, no, Dragon Quest is the game. It is the fucking best game out there. Nothing could ever be improved. It is perfect. And you know what? They're entitled to that opinion. It's fine. They are allowed to be wrong.
Let's go.
That's my favorite thing to say. It's like, you are all entitled to your opinion. You are all allowed to be as wrong as you want to be. And it's the same way for me. Like, I can be as wrong as I want to be. It's perfectly fine. As long as it doesn't affect other people, nobody else is getting hurt. It only affects my concept of the world, you know?
Yes.
That being said, there are some things and some people that should just be shot, personally, in my viewpoint. Flat Earthers, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, you are the dumbest people. And spreading that concept, anti-vaxxers, same thing as you, get the fuck off this planet. Like, if you're gonna threaten the rest of humanity, you have now become a biohazard, and you will be shot like one. That's just gonna be like the result of that. And again, it's my opinion for sure, but it's more valid than theirs ever will be.
Yes, a glorious victory.
Kirika, what the fuck happened to you, girl? Oh well.
Is there no other?
I'm skeptical. Don't underestimate me.
What the? Alright. I just revived her. Fucking. There we go. Big damage. But, yeah. So, again, there's a difference between opinion and fact. If your opinion is going to basically destroy the rest of humanity, fuck off. Like, I swear to God, if I find out, and again, because I do have a child, if I find out for any goddamn reason, my son ends up with anything like polio, the measles, whatever the fuck, because someone did not anti-vax their kid, I'm going to hunt them down. You can fucking quote me on this shit. I swear to God, I will end them. Because I'm not going to have that shit. Now, I did have my son vaccinated, thank God. But it only really works if most people are getting vaccinated. Because if it ends up happening, I'm not going to be a happy father.
Come, let's go.
Again, that's just getting into more personal effects, but it's one of those things that really, really fucking pisses me off. Like, I've seen some stupid shit that people do, because I've worked at a Walmart, and I know what some of you people do. I know what some of you fucking idiots do. I've seen it.
Yes.
And you may think that the sales staff and everything else is stupid, but no. I guarantee you, some of the customers are just dumb as shit. Like, holy crap. And they think I'm dumb as shit, which doesn't really work. Because I'm going to smile at you and be like, well, I'm sorry, sir or madam, but this coupon just doesn't seem like it'll work here. And they're going to be like, well, I want to talk to your manager. And I'm going to be like, okay, you go ahead and do that. And I'll tell you what, I've never been written up once. Not one goddamn time. In any service job I've ever done. I no longer work at Walmart, thank God. Because that job was terrible. Anybody who works in the service industry, I have mad respect for all of you. I've done it. And again, I've probably mentioned this before, but I'm 6'4" and almost 200 pounds. So if you've ever worked in a Walmart, managers look at you like a slab of meat, and they're like, all right, you can do this, 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 and this. And I'm talking unloading trucks, getting into the dairy cooler and unloading the milks because those are heavy. The crates are big. It's cold. They don't want to put the girls in there. And again, I've flat out have managers tell me, no, we don't want to put the girls in there. And I'm just thinking, motherfucker, I swear to God, if I didn't have, like, my own values on that, I would be so fucking pissed at you. Because I don't really give a fuck if there's a girl in here or not. Now that being said, I do have mad respect for women and all that sort of thing. But at the same time, if you're going to use that as a double-edged weapon against me, like, oh, nope, women can't do that because, oh, they'll get cold and they're so weak and, you know, that sort of thing. Because I'm the 6'4" fucking 200-pound guy in the room, fuck off. Like, seriously, fuck right off. Like, the whole concept that, oh, it's a man's job, fuck off. Don't give a shit. I'm gonna go true feminist on your ass. Again, that's another reason I love Konosuba as an anime. It's just like, he doesn't work that angle. He's just like, nope, I don't care if you're a girl or not. Fuck you, you're gonna do work. And I love it. I love that show. That show is great. It is the epitome of everything I desire. It's just like, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. You're stupid. And again, I'm going to address a concept that a lot of people don't want to talk about. Either because it's their wife or their daughter or their family member or whoever else. But there is this movement among the female population. Again, I am speaking in broad terms. This may not apply to you. This may not apply to your loved ones. It's fine. It's just something I noticed personally among my students, among my relationships, among the women I know in my life, okay? And again, it's not all of them. There are some that do not show this sign in any way of their character. But for a large majority of them, they have what is called the princess effect. And I'll describe it as it's said, but basically it's, oh, take care of me, I'm the girl, I'm so weak and defenseless, I can't take care of myself. Look how irresponsible I can be with money. You know, just those ideas. Or thinking that it's okay as long as they're cute about it, which I don't agree with at all.
It's over.
And again, I've probably just described a huge majority here. Or, you know, maybe it's a small pocket minority that I just happened to run across in the United States in like the 5 or so different states I've been in all across the country. And I'm talking South, North, Midwest. I haven't really gone to the West, but I can go from like what I see in films to be a good indicator as the same thing. But yeah, the princess effect, not a fan. Not a fan of that whole concept of, oh, I can get away with anything as long as I'm cute. Again, not saying I'm a bad-looking person, but I am, you know, I'm getting older. More distinguished, I guess you could say. But yeah, being cute is not a free pass. It is not a get out of jail free card in my mind. And the unfortunate part is that it is effective. It is an effective deterrent for a lot of things, whether it's a police ticket, whether it's, you know, something like, oh, I'm sorry, I stole from you, I didn't mean it, getting out of court dates, getting on the judge's good side, all that bullshit. Getting more money, acting like the victim. And again, you can tell because, again, as a 6'4" male, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, red, it doesn't matter. As a 6'4" male, if somebody accuses you, and I'm not saying that they have, I'm just giving an example. But if somebody accuses you of wrongdoing, and they're 4'10" and female, and they've got big old crocodile tears in their eyes. Boo-hoo! This man was picking on me. He touched me the wrong way. Not saying that anybody who's actually been affected by these people, they should definitely call them out. But there's definitely a subsection that do this even when it's not true. Which is why I believe in full investigations at all times. Because it is some real bullshit. It is like the fucking worst. And you cannot defend yourself. There is no way to defend yourself. Like, the only thing you can really say is, listen, what she's saying is untrue as hell. I want you to investigate that thoroughly. I want to see evidence on the table. If you have any evidence of me doing any wrongdoing, then by all means, fucking call me out on it. But if there's nothing, it is invalid. We're not going to go by hearsay. We're not going to go by her friend's witness testimony. Because that's basically how that comes down to. It's like, oh, my friend can verify for me, and girls are pack animals. It's like, I am clearly the victim here. My friend can vouch for me. It's like, no. Do an investigation. Figure that out. Don't fall for crocodile tear shit. Don't fall for the princess aspect. The princess effect does not affect me. I could not give a shit less. And again, it's due to my own personal experiences, and I'm not going to go into detail about them. But that shit annoys the fucking piss out of me. And again, I go by a code of ethics. I do have a personal code of ethics. And it's sort of adopted. But it goes like this. I will not lie, cheat, steal, nor tolerate anyone who does so. If you fall under any of those categories, I will not tolerate it. Do not lie, cheat, or steal knowingly and then try to act like a victim. because I do not fucking believe in that shit.
We've been spotted. Let's go.
Now, are there exceptions to that rule? Absolutely. For example, I'll give a prime example. If you're stealing because it's a necessity, like there's a flood, and you need to get food or water or shelter, or your village was rampaged by a local warlord, and you're just trying to get food to survive or whatever else, by all means do whatever the fuck you have to do to survive. Like, I'm not saying die, or anything like that. There are definitely exceptions to that rule. Like, if you have to lie to get out of a bad situation, by all fucking means, lie your ass off. But I'm saying, if you're doing that to good people, and you're doing it out of ill will towards another human being, towards another person, and you think that it's funny or hilarious, or you think you're going to get away with that shit, I don't buy that shit. I don't go with that. I don't jive with that. That is my one pet peeve. It's actually my 3 pet peeves, but I do not consider that okay. And again, what the fuck? Why is Zesku?
Now, let's begin. My heart is fulfilled. We will not lose. Do you think that to me? Let us fight together. Let us go at once. I will fight with you. Let us finish this.
There we go. And again, it's a broad spectrum.
Yeah, we did it.
Why? Why do you rail against the inevitable? Destruction is the only certainty. Time undoes all things. Blind children, why save what refuses to save itself? Your people hate each other, war upon each other, slay each other.
We just ended a war. Shut up.
You're wrong. It's true, we do those things. But we also build. We nurture. We love.
To struggle, to hold fast and fight with the will to see tomorrow. That's what it...
Even if the fate of the world is destruction, we'll fight against that fate with everything we have.
There we go. Again, silence. Ellipses.
We done here, Yuma? Let's get moving.
Yeah, let's go.
Worm distortion. Fuck.
I can feel the power.
It's taking a lot longer than I remember. Dragon defense is leveled up. Not that I use it, but it's there. Woohoo! Dark score! But so, yeah, the princess effect, that's some bullshit. That needs to quit. And unfortunately, it's taught by a lot of parents early on, especially to their young daughters, or to even their grown daughters. It's like, you're my princess.
Oh, everyone.
Oh, here we go.
Look, up in the sky.
The sky? Oh, the star's a little bit smaller.
Further away, but still looming. I don't believe we're out of the woods yet.
But the distortions are clearing up, right? It hasn't been for nothing.
Yes, nearly there. Fight on, and all will be well. I'm sure of it.
Okay, just a little bit more. We can do it, everyone.
Alright, maybe one more? And this is going to be a longer stream, just because I want to be done. But no, the princess effect. So,
Good work today.
I'm not saying
Oh, hello
calling
there.
your daughter a princess is a bad thing. I'm not saying that treating them like they're special is a bad thing. Because, yes, fine. They're all unique and they're beautiful and all that sort of stuff. But do not encourage the idea that, oh, daddy, please buy me this, or, oh, yes, please take care of me. Oops, I made a mistake. I don't know how to handle this. Could you help me do this? And it's fine if you're assisting. Do not do it for them. Let them fucking figure it out. Let them learn. Let them grow. Otherwise, we end up with this spoiled group of people. And again, this could also apply to boys. Let's just call it the prince and princess effect, right? Let's not kid ourselves, because I've seen some fucking 4-year-olds with some real fucking problems. But it's more prevalent in like fully grown females that I've noticed. At least at some point, some males get the shit kicked out of them because that's the social norm. It's like if a boy's trying to be like all prim and fucking prissy and all that sort of stuff and be like, I don't have to do this, somebody's gonna knock them the fuck out one day. Whereas girls don't really do that per se. They get into cat fights, but let's be honest, how many times do they get knocked out? Not that I've been knocked out myself, but then again, being 6'4" and almost 200 pounds will give you that benefit. So, just the idea that they need to fucking grow up and do their own thing and learn that maybe there's not going to be somebody out there who's going to be their provider and provide them with, you know, all the pretty and shiny things they want. Maybe they've got to earn that shit on their own. Again, just a thought I have. Just throwing that out there. Because again, it's more prevalent than you'd believe, and it's the main reason I haven't really dated anybody in the past couple of years at all, because I've looked. I really have. And it's always the same. Give me money. Give me money. Fucking earn your own money, woman. I'm doing my own shit. I've got bills to pay. And it's like, I'll fucking help you I will help you go to college. I will help you get an education, help you find a job. But I sure as shit am not going to just give you money for being cute. That is not going to happen.
Oh, hello there.
Like, we will go on dates and I will buy you something, but I'm not going to, like, fucking just do that just because, you know? It's like, especially if you're a fucking brat. Like, oh my god, that gets on my nerves so quickly. It's just like, oh, but aren't I cute? Aren't I adorable? No. No, you're not in my eyes. And again, this is why, like, I see some guys doing one-night stands, and I'm just like, you know, I can sort of respect that dynamic, because I don't know if I want to deal with that for the rest of my life either, so sort of understand that a little bit. Not that I've done it myself, and I don't think I would recommend that to anybody, because obviously that's not the way to go if you're looking for a relationship. Like, if you're looking to get your rocks off, then by all means, and as long as you both accept that that is the terms of that dynamic, sure. Like, you both get drinks and you say, yeah, we're just gonna have sex this one night. That'll be fine. Then, as reasonable adults, fine. You do whatever. But the whole thing about just not being able to do it yourself and thinking that's cute, it is more aggravating than anything, and it drives me up the fucking wall. And I see it more often than not because people, like, especially on the female side, people, because obviously I prefer to date females. Not that I'm saying I wouldn't date males, but that's not really the first thing that comes to my mind. Maybe it's just because I haven't met the right guy, but you know, it's just, that's something that really comes into my spectrum of thought. It's like, if I find the right gorilla, fine, I'll date it, but that's probably not going to happen, you know? Again, not condoning bestiality or anything, but it's just the idea that I really don't give a shit as long as it works out. Like, obviously there are laws and that sort of thing that you have to worry about and take into consideration. So, yes, there is that to keep in mind. Worm distortion. I don't know what the worm would be. Because I don't think it goes from... I don't really want to spoil this, but I will kind of. Because I know the final boss, and I don't think the final boss is a worm. It should be bigger than that.
Please, be careful.
So there may be another one after this. It should be like... Well, we'll see. Oh shit, there's a time limit. Alright.
Enemy approaching.
Well, I can basically ignore everybody and just keep looking for the fucking gate.
There's no other way.
Leave it to me. We shall never know defeat.
Watch this.
Good fucking hit, Rena. Good fucking hit.
How about this? You did it! Nicely done!
But yeah, so basically my sort of, if it's not fairly obvious, my ideal person is a self-made individual. So somebody who can handle their own shit. Okay, cool. Found it. How did I know I had to go south? Just a fucking idea because it faced me one direction and I decided to go the other.
All right.
But yes, if you can handle your own business, fine. If you end up in an emergency situation and you need help, that's one thing.
We've been spotted.
Like, obviously, I'm not going to abandon anybody who has problems. As long as they tried to make an effort to handle it themselves and they just couldn't do it on their own, that says a lot more to who didn't even give it an attempt, you know? And I'm not saying that, you know, I'm the one person who doesn't do things for my significant other.
Yes.
In fact, I do quite a bit. And again, it took a lot of self-evaluation because I went through... I went through a hard ordeal. I'll just call it that. I was in a relationship. Obviously, I did have a child. And I'm not gonna lie. I cared very deeply about my partner. I still sort of do. If that wasn't also obvious. I don't address it a lot, and there's a reason for that because I don't really want people involved in my personal business. But at the same time, I sort of got to the point where I understood that I was putting a lot on the table, and there wasn't a lot coming from the other end. Now, they may argue differently. And that's, again, their reasoning, their rationale. They may say, oh, well, I did this, this, and this, but when you put the numbers down and you write it down on a sheet of paper and you start comparing, it's fairly obvious who is doing more. Especially as far as the relationship is concerned. And I cared very deeply. I care very deeply about my partner. Like, whoever that is or may be. It's one of those things where if I personally invest my time and my energy into you, like, you are the person I want to be with. Like, that is how that works. And it does suck to be treated poorly, and I recognize that too, because I was being treated fairly poorly.
Did we do it?
Not saying that it was their fault. It was probably a concept I didn't get across
All right.
enough. I did try to address it, though. I did try to correct the situation. I recommended counseling. I recommended, different situations. Recommended a whole bunch of things to try and make it work. And there's going to be times where the other party just doesn't agree, or doesn't sympathize with your cause, or doesn't understand what you're trying to say. And so obviously those didn't work out for me, but I gave it a considerable amount of years. Like time, energy, and effort. It's like, listen, there are better ways to do this. I would like to explore those elements. I would like to try and fully comprehend, our situation, try to find a better way to do this, all that sort of stuff. And I was throwing all these options on the table, right, as a partner. And when the only answer you get all the time is no, I don't want to do that, blah, 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 or silence, or disrespect, or, all that sort of stuff, it does weigh on your mind a little heavily. And again, it did personally affect me, for sure. Like, I was distraught as a human being for a long, long time. And, again, I did have depressive moments. Like, there were moments where I didn't want to, like, move. I didn't do anything for a couple of days. And, a number of other bad things happened to me during that time period. I won't go into them now, but it was just a bunch of compounding factors, like, that caused me to devalue myself. Even though, I put in a considerable amount of energy, time, effort into everything that I do. I care a great deal about my family members. I don't show it, obviously. I'm fairly bad at showing it, but I do actually care quite a bit. But it's more significant with somebody that I selected to be a part of my family, I guess, if that makes sense. For example, if you're in my family as a bloodline, it's like, alright, I've got to live with you no matter what. But if it's somebody that I personally picked out, I've evaluated their character, I found them to be agreeable or worthy of my time and respect, and I put that consideration into them, and I've had very deep discussions with them. And I do have to respect them for, keeping that private discussions. For the most part, even though there have been other instances, but we're not going to get into that today. But there were times when I was exploited. There were times when I was actively exploited. At the time, I figured it was just like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do you this favor. It's no big deal to me. It's just going to, take a little bit of time and energy, and you'll make it up for me in the long run. It's fine. And I truly believe that. Like, it was one of those things where I put in the investment thinking that the return later would make up for it. Or even if it didn't make up for it later, that would just strengthen our bond as a couple. And again, I didn't think about it too much. And it was basically my first real relationship. And I was a late bloomer. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't have a relationship in high school or middle school or anything like that. Not because I didn't want to have one, but because, again, we're talking about this whole princess effect thing. That was a big portion of that, where it's just like, oh, take care of me, aren't I cute, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, no. And there wasn't...
Yes.
It's this harder point on the back end, where I did have a confession to me in high school. I did. Like, I'm not lying here. I did have somebody confess to me in high school. Was a female. The whole 9 yards. But they weren't my type, and I had this discussion with them. It's like, listen, I understand your feelings. I understand your emotions. I don't feel the same way. And, you know, there are people that take that well, other people who don't. That one was the more amicable one. But I do respect that effort. I do respect that they came to me and they admitted feelings for me or my character, and that makes you feel good. It's hard to, you know, say, I'm sorry, I don't feel the same way. So I understand both ends of this a little bit. But then there was just like this whole dark period where nobody really saw to me that way, nobody talks to me that way, and it's always expected that the man will confess to the woman. Or, you know, if you're in a straight relationship, it can be whatever in a lesbian or gay relationship, I don't care. But there's that dynamic in straight relationships. It's like, oh, the man has to confess to the woman. And I don't really believe in that, just because, honestly, if you didn't take enough time and energy to care about me as a person, why do I care about what you have to think anyway, right? So, and especially in today's age, and we'll go through this. Okay, that's George. But in today's age, and especially when women are feeling like they're being attacked or being judged on their appearance or whatever else, I don't want to be that person to like put them in that situation to where they feel like, because I admitted feelings for them, and again, I'm not going to discuss anybody I felt that way for, because honestly, it hasn't really happened for a long time. I don't look at a coworker or anything like that and be like, oh yeah, you know, that's going to be the one for me. But it's one of those things where I will analyze, I'll look at a person from full perspective. I'll be like, all right, where are they at in their life? Are they taking care of themselves? Are they attractive to me? Do they have, you know, features that I like? Do we think we can synergize well? And there just hasn't really been that element for me lately. And again, I haven't really been trying either, because again, like I was saying, there's that whole element of trying to piece together my past relationship, right? Because I value my relationship more than I would give off. Because I feel like a bond made out of love and respect should be honored, or at least should be considered more sacred, at least in my eyes. But when you start being disrespected and it sort of wears on you after a number of years, it's just one of those things where I had to say, all right, that's fine, but I need an answer, right? Let's get to the story element here.
Impossible! How can this be?
That voice again. I don't care what you have to say anymore, you know. I'm not listening.
This world wishes survival. Ruin is not its will.
The distortions are coming apart, and the world's coming back to its senses. You don't need to look any further than that. It's trying to live.
No. Impudence. Insolence. Time undoes all things.
So stubborn. That ain't cute on a guy, you know.
If defiance is your chosen path, if survival is the will of the world, let us put it to the test. Gird yourselves and hold fast your full resolve. Next we meet, a world shall take wing and form as the last and greatest of its guardian dragons.
Last and... No. The last dragon? That would mean...
Yuma, we need to move.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Shining Distortion. So that's the final one. Another white chest, which will have just another score in it. Unfortunately. Stella, what's your level? 94? Oh, she's getting there at least. But so, again, it's one of those things, my partner, again, I respect her a great amount. Whether she actually knows that or not, that's her own misgiving.
I see.
Yeah, well, let's finish this
So
thought.
the next distortion is to be the last.
Yeah, I mean, the voice said as much, so I'm pretty sure.
That star, it's still up there, but we're almost done.
We've come this far, haven't we? There's nothing left for us to fear. We'll fight with all we have, just like always.
Yuma, something on your mind?
Yeah, that last dragon the voice mentioned. It couldn't be... Could it?
The world is counting on you all. Go, and do not falter.
So, this is the concept, and we've been through this before on the standard mode, but yeah, we'll get to the boss, and we'll explain that a little bit later.
Good work today. Oh, hello there.
So again, I have considerable respect for my partner, and I've always trusted her, like, to the fullest ability that I could, believing that she had the best intentions, believing that there was a reason or a rationale that I wasn't understanding, something I was missing, something I wasn't fully comprehending, you know, something along those lines. And I figured at some point that she would find the strength to tell me and not try to hide from me, or, you know, those sorts of things or anything like that. And again, she may still have a valid reasoning, I just don't see it. Again, I've talked to psychologists about this and all that sort of stuff, and obviously that didn't really, you know, help it on any reason. But I did go through a full psychiatric evaluation and all that sort of stuff, and I'm not harming anybody else. I'm not, you know, putting any strain on anybody, and I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to say who. Now, if you're smart, you may figure it out, but we're not going to discuss it. But I do have considerable respect for her. And I figured that she would also show that respect to me. And for a long, long, long time. And again, this is after a long relationship as well. It's been a number of years. I was just getting no respect like at all. Like just insults and comments about my character, comments about me as a person, my actions, all that sort of thing. And it was very, very degrading, and it's very, very hard on my psyche, especially because I am my worst critic. And when you start hitting on things that I personally fear, which, again, whether she did it intentionally or not, there were aspects that she was hitting on that I did talk to her about, and being like, listen, this is one of my greatest fears. I hope it never gets brought up, and I don't know if she remembered because her memory is not great. It's fine. I know that. But it hurt. It hurt considerably. And recently, again, I do have somebody I do have in mind as a new love interest. We have yet to meet. That's mostly been online. It's been a number of years. I'm not going to go into details about that either. But we've had talks, and we'll see. Maybe a year from now, or whenever she decides to, show up. Again, we'll go into that later when it becomes more relevant. But we have this understanding. We've been through this. I basically explained my situation. She's explained hers. And that relationship, I feel like, could work for me. Where the other one, it couldn't. Not because I didn't try, not because I didn't put in the effort. I put in a considerable amount of time. It's just, I need to, find somebody who cares about me as a person, right? I need to find somebody who actually cares what's happening with me and who I am. Somebody who enjoys me for me. Not somebody who's going to judge me for, being who I am. And I hope that everybody can find somebody like that. Somebody who's not going to judge them for who they are, what they're doing, why they're doing it, anything like that. And it's really hard, especially like in schools or going into college or, all that sort of stuff. Because there are relationships where it's just, it'll never work out, but it's a nice little fling. So, but I did, like, again, my first real relationship, I thought that was going to be something that I would grow into old age, and I could see us being at that level, being together and being happy. That's what I thought and imagined with my first relationship. I could truly see that. I truly felt that. I still truly feel that, I'm not going to lie, to some degree. Like, I feel like if we could get over the barrier that she's put up, I feel like we could go to that step and we'd be fine. We'd be perfect. There would still be like the speed bump that we went through, obviously, like, all the events and all that sort of stuff that were negative. But we'd work through it, we'd, mature, and it'd be fine. We'd forget about it, we'd laugh about it, that sort of thing. And without that effort from the other side, it's just, it's not worth my energy, not worth my psyche to invest more into that now. So I'm not going to invest any more into that from now on. Will that change? Only if that party decides so, but for the most part, I'm going to be working towards the new relationships, the new aspects of my life. And again, that's just my personal take on it. So that's my personal stake currently as myself as a human being.
What do you need? Which one?
Again, this didn't need to be an in-depth discussion, but, whether anybody actually sees this or not, that's another story. They'll probably get to the point where I've only seen one Marvel movie and be like, ah, man, this motherfucker, I'm not even going to listen to him. And that's fine. Doesn't bother me. And again, I do this for fun anyway. It's not like I'm doing this for any particular reason. Like, God knows, I've been doing this for years now, and I'm still not even affiliate yet on Twitch, let alone getting partnered on YouTube, so that's probably not going to happen anytime soon.
Please, Be careful.
But if it does, I'd be thrilled. Like, I would still love to make this a full-time thing. Something where I could do this from home. I could make my own living. And then I have the time to do the other things I need to do in my life without having to worry about fulfilling somebody else's requirements. Like, obviously, I'd be working for Twitch or YouTube or whoever at that point. But I would make my own hours. I would make my own money. Twitch would take their cut. It'd be fine. Like, I'd be happier with that than anything else. Not that I hate my job or anything, because I have a fairly decent job now. It just doesn't pay a lot. But, again, is that going to change anytime soon? No. Do I make a good enough amount? Yeah, I can survive off of it. I have a savings. I have benefits. So that's really all I could ask for at this point. Needless to say, my life could be worse. And again, if you talked to me like a few years ago, I would have probably told you my life is terrible. Like, I would have probably told you it couldn't be any worse, blah, 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 blah. And it wouldn't have been completely true, but I felt like it. I honestly did. Like, there have been I guess let me describe it this way. There have been, because of my skill set, because of who I am, because of my size, because of my physical appearance, because of my own demeanor, where people take advantage of me. Like, that's the honest truth. Like, there are people, even in my own family, who take advantage of me. And not that I particularly mind it. The only part I do mind, and I bring it up when it happens, I do bring it up. When people take advantage of me and then try to blame me for something that goes wrong, or something that isn't right, or something they didn't expect from me, that's when I'm like, alright, no, listen, you asked me for help. If it's not what you wanted, I'm sorry, that's your own fault. Because I've been cut, I've been beat, I've been thrown into freezers, I've been thrown into heaters, I've emptied out fireplaces, I've cut grass, I've, just all sorts of stupid shit.
Yes.
Not that it, So here's my concept of things that need to be done versus things that are done for, like, stupid, superfluous reasons, right? So, for example, cutting the grass. There is a point where cutting the grass is necessary. When it becomes unreasonable to walk through your yard without having to, like, use a machete, right? But there are other times where, and again, I used to do the mowing and all that sort of stuff, and I was usually in charge of the riding mower because I was the one that was the mechanical / engineering one. If you're asking me to mow it every week and you want it a certain way every week for no other reason than to show off to the neighborhood, which I don't really give a shit about. Like, I could give two shits about the neighbors unless the neighbors are helping me in some fashion, which almost never fucking happens. Like, I don't go out of my way to impress the neighborhood with my skills as a mower. Although I have had family members that have been like, yeah, we don't want to look like we're, you know, degenerates or something like that. I could give a shit less. I don't really give a damn. And it's the same thing with cleaning. It's like, I understand wanting to have, you know, clean clothes, clean underwear, all that sort of stuff. And I do. Always have a set of clean clothes every single day. Does that mean that we need to do one item of clothing every day? We remove an article of clothing? Probably not. It's like, you want a load of laundry, you don't want an item of laundry. Thanks. But there are people in the household that are like, no, 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 no. It has to be perfect all the time. And, you know, they buy houses with pure white floors, which is always a bad idea. Never, ever, ever, I don't care who the fuck you are, never buy a house with pure white or eggshell white or whatever the fuck carpeting or flooring or anything else. Bring in an animal or any such creature or a human being and expect it to stay that color. And if we have a family animal, which has been established as a family member as an animal, and if it makes a mess, do not be surprised when this animal, all its life, has done the same shit over and over again, but you introduce it to a white floor and it puts muddy footprints on the floor from being outside. It's just like, that is the dumbest thing. It's like you knew going into this building, you knew buying this house that we had an animal. You knew. And you want perfect white floors all the fucking time. Are you insane?
Don't underestimate.
It's over.
Come.
So anyway, so going back to things where I'm being taken advantage of, I'll discuss that a little bit. So anyway, I got a little off track, but that's okay. It still was relevant. Because my opinions are often devalued because either I was younger than they were or whatever else. And the same token, I start devaluing their opinions, and then they're like all fucking baffled, like, "Oh, how dare you? Why would you go against my idea?
Come.
You shouldn't do that. I'm older than you." And, you know, I had to earn that respect.
All right.
Because I had to explain it to them. I'm like, look, that's cute and all, but when have you ever took my ideas or concepts and, you know, introduced them into your own life, even when I've been right? And then I point out instances of, like, when this happened, or when this happened, or when this happened. And again, I am sort of the smartass of the family. I understand that to a certain degree.
Yes, a glorious victory.
And I don't mind that title. I'll be the smartass of the family. I don't give a shit. If I'm right, I'm right. But, yeah, it's like, don't devalue my opinion and then be surprised when I devalue your own opinion. Because, again, I've been utilized for everything, from moving heavy furniture to going up into high places to all that sort of stuff, even when it was fairly dangerous and in inclement environments, like extremely warm or very cold or, you know, some stupid shit like that. Oh, fuck, hide and seek.
They found us.
Let me do this real quick.
We've been.
Probably not this one, but let's go. Oh, it was that one. This is gonna be a long cutscene. Let's go through that.
Here we are, Mr.
Hey, girl.
Big Bad Distortion Boys.
Where's this ultimate guardian dragon you were talking about?
Your haste will be your downfall. Worry not. The final guardian will show itself soon enough.
Here we go. Sup, Shining Dragon?
What? I knew it! It's the Shining Dragon!
This one is nothing like the puppets you have faced. It is the genuine article, wrought anew from souls scattered across this world.
The real Shining Dragon.
There is no greater judge of the world's will than he. If you would defy the world itself, then defeat the mightiest of the world's dragons. Yuma.
Shining Dragon, it's really you. I thought I'd never get to see you again.
Yuma, fight me now.
Why are you...
I am myself, and I am the distortion. To undo this affront to the world and unravel its profane fabric, you must defeat me.
Defeat? No, I could never fight you.
This is not the time for hesitation, child. Destruction nears, and we have before us a means of turning it from the world's doors.
I can't. I won't fight you, Shining Dragon.
I see. You refuse, no matter the cost. Then let the first strike be mine.
There we go. So let me go over the concept I was talking about before. So basically, I do have skill sets as, you know, an IT person and all that sort of stuff. And I actively have family members who say, hey, could you do this for me? Could you do this for me? Could you do this for me? And much like an artist out on social media, and you'll see them all the time, it's like, I don't work for free. I need you to pay me. But for family members, I've sort of given in to a certain respect, and I've indulged them. And now they're used to it to such a point where they think, oh, no, this is okay. This is fine. He doesn't mind. He'll just do it. Even though it takes considerable amount of time and understanding away from things I would rather be doing. And we'll switch off light. If it doesn't work, I'll have to check real quick. But anyway, so there are family members who utilize my IT skills to repair their equipment or set up their Wi-Fi or whatever else, and I don't get paid. Like, the most I get is a thank you. And thank yous are great and all, but then when it comes to, like, any emergency event or anything like that, I get no help, you know? So, even though I ask for it, there's always an excuse, like, oh, well, I don't have money right now, and I'm always just like, you know what, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't care. And for the most part, I don't care. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, listen, I did help you before. You know this, right? So there are those aspects where I'm being utilized as a tool and tossed around like different locations, because that's happened to me before too, where, oh, well, I don't want you here, or I don't want you here, but you know what, go live with whoever for a while, or go live with whoever for a while, because I was out of work for a while, and I didn't really have a choice into where I was ending up. I wasn't given the option. And then I was being accosted because I wasn't getting work quick enough. And they were like, oh, just find a part-time job somewhere. And I used to work at Walmart. And I'm like, I do not want to go back to that. And so I took the time and the energy that I would be using working at that job, and I used it in my job hunt, which took a year and a half at least. It took a year and a half for me to find work. This was after being fired let go from my first job. I wasn't fired. There wasn't any firing that happened. There was no reason for me to be let go. It was just, oh, well, we're being taken over by a third party, right? Whatever, didn't matter. I lost my job. So there was that. And so it took me a considerable number of years to find a replacement job. And I was getting desperate. There was a lot of pressure put on me, even though I was being as helpful as I possibly could. I was doing side jobs for them for free because it was basically acting like me paying for rent. Like stupid little things. And I wasn't getting paid for those because it was like, all right, listen, I'm living with you. I have no money I can give to you, even though they're family, even though they were people that, shouldn't really be charging me rent anyway. Although there are other families who would argue that point, no, if you're living after a certain number of years, you're going to pay rent, blah, 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 blah. And again, I could live wherever I want at this point. It's not really a big deal. I could find a cheap apartment, but I'm basically saving the money for other things. So there's no real rush for me right now to go anywhere, but if I had to, I could. Which is better than where I was, where I didn't have the option. But yeah, taking advantage of that situation and being like, well, it was your fault, and it clearly wasn't my fault. It clearly was not something I had any control over. I think he resists light. Yeah, he blocks light.
Resonates in my heart.
Come on, game. And yes, I use the tonics, I know.
I'll sing from the heart. The world resonates in my heart. I call upon the rhythm of nature.
But yeah, just basically people trying to shame me into doing things, or shame me for being who I was, or shame me for my skill set, or shame me for my own decisions, which, again, they weren't wrong. That's the thing. It's like my logic was always sound. It's like, I did apply for a number of jobs. I applied for hundreds of jobs. I can't tell you how much time I spent on that year. Like, I spent so much time looking for work. Oh, damn, that was easy. Just 69,000 XP, no big deal. Oh shit, Priestess Song leveled up. Does that mean it works faster? That's what I'm curious about, because I don't know how Priestess Song could level up. A lot of gold, too.
Shining Dragon!
You've become so strong.
Shining Dragon.
Ah! What's this shaking?
The distortion's collapsing.
Everyone out, now!
Yuma,
Called it.
go.
Alright, just making sure my mic was still working.
No.
It was.
We finally came together again.
A temporary, distorted reunion. I must disappear now. It is the way of these things. Yuma. That I had this chance to see how much you've grown was enough.
It's been like 5
Shining
days, man.
Dragon. Okay, I'm going now.
Yes. Goodbye once more, Yuma.
Goodbye, Shining Dragon.
So they had a proper goodbye now, which is basically the only difference from the other one. Before it was just like, is he gone? Now it's like, no, properly, we're saying goodbye now. So the only thing left is to get those tunings, which basically requires a grind.
Welcome back, everyone. Look, up in the sky.
Ah! That star's gone!
Then, the distortion is no more.
Yes, whatever grasp it had on the falling star is gone. You've saved us all. Thank goodness. Thank goodness, everyone. Eradicating a distortion of that magnitude. I'd never imagined it possible.
Well, what was the alternative, Elfrida? Let me know. Were you going to flee? Was the town going to be destroyed and you were just going to watch on?
Yo, what? A distortion? You mean there's more of those giant nightmares out there?
But we stopped this one. We beat back the apocalypse again. We did it, Yuma! Yuma?
Don't cast your eyes down now. Look up, Yuma.
Genus.
The Shining Dragon spoke to you, didn't he? He saw how you've grown. If he had pride in you, you should be proud of yourself, too.
Yeah, I know. I'm okay, Genus. I promise. I mean, he came back once, right? So now I know. Now I know he can do it again. I'm sure we'll meet again someday, Shining Dragon.
Credit roll! I'm kidding. Actually, I don't know. There may be a credit roll. I forgot. It's been a while.
Welcome back. Do you need something?
Remember that sunshine and the star and being sunny and shiny? What happened to that? Anyway, so there is one achievement I have left to get, and then I can basically say I am done with this game.
What do you need? Which one?
Because I've completed all of the Grimoire. All of these are done.
Which one?
So the only thing left is that last achievement. And I could basically go for the other ones, but it's not really that big of a deal. Dark Score, Earth Rhythm. That's the one I want.
Please, be careful.
Again, not saying that my life has been all bad. I've just been talking about the bad aspects because I was on that train of thought. I've definitely had a lot of good things in my life happen. Obviously, I'm very proud to have my son. I love him to death. And I don't want anything bad happening to him, etc., etc. Excella fighting Excella has to be the weirdest thing. But it's nice to talk about those things from time to time, just to get them off my chest and get the ideas out there. Oh, I forgot about that. Honestly, I thought my own Excella cast that. I was a little confused. Huh, that's funny. We both cast it. My Excella and her Excella. Oh. That was a little confusing because I saw her fall over. Oh, thank God. Alright, that one's done.
Always do my best.
So, this will probably be the last time you see Shining Resonance Refrain on the channel / on my Twitch. So this may very well be the finale. Because I am basically going to keep going until I'm done.
Good day.
But if you liked what you saw, and again, I'm going to keep going. This is not the end of the video by any means. But if you have things you want me to do, challenges you want me to try, if you want me to come back to this game later, if you're not having trouble doing something and you want to see how I did it, anything like that, you let me know, and I can try to set that up as best I can. Increases defense and prevents stumbling.
What did you have in mind? Come back anytime.
Then let me know. I'd be very happy to show you how I do things.
Did you need something?
If you have questions about how to beat a certain enemy or how my build was or anything like that, and you're not watching this on YouTube or anything like that, let me know.
What do you need? Which one?
I'd be more than happy to explain my process and how I do things versus how somebody else may do this. Come on, Berserker Blade.
Please, be careful.
Just for shits and grins. So we'll see if Reward Up does anything. If it doesn't, fine. Can I go into Dragon Mode? I can.
I'll sing from the heart. My heart is fulfilled. I call upon the rhythm of
Good job, Excella. Good job, girl. Keep doing that. Empty.
Never know defeat.
And the best is dead. Again, I hope this fight gets to this point. This is the third time I've done it. It's like, you can just give me the item now. I will just beat you again and again.
Did we do it?
It's over.
Thank God. Alright. That's 2 for 2. Two for 2. I think I've only got one more.
Welcome back. Oh, hello there.
Good day.
And again, you've already seen, like, this is my ace team. Like, that is the team. That is the best team right there. 1 princess, 2 elf girls, and 1 dragon kid. Like, the other ones are slow, aren't accurate, have problems getting any dynamics going, their healing is terrible. Whatever it may be, it's fucking awful. Increases MP cost and cast time with fire forces, increases damage and break effectiveness.
Come back anytime.
Although I don't know why that one was for Agnum. Why that fight? Like, the one that should synergize for Agnum would, I feel like, involve Agnum.
What do you need? Which one?
Okay, so I've got 2. 3. 3 more. Okay. Jackpot's good.
Good luck out there!
And the only reason I'm doing jackpot for this fight is because I don't want to have to fight it again. Like, that's the honest truth. I just don't want to have to do it again. All the other ones I'm okay with. This is just like, nah, I'm sick of this fight. Not that it's hard, it's just annoying. Actually, the one with Joachim. It should be Joaquin. It should be fucking Joaquin. I don't know who the fuck said it was Joachim, but I'm gonna kill him. Yeah, you're stuck in that corner now, aren't you? How's that working for you, big boy? Not so well, huh? Fuck. Stella, I need you to use the gravity well. Banish me, I banish you. There we go. A little late on the faded beckon, but that's okay. Come on. Yes! 3 for 3. This has been a good day. I guess bitching about my life will do that. It'd be funny if it weren't true.
Welcome back.
We're gonna do a screen audio check here. Check,
Do
check,
you need something?
check, check. Okay. Seems okay. I don't know how loud I'm actually being, but that's okay.
Good day.
So I hope I'm loud enough. I hope.
Welcome.
Is
What
this
did you
for
have in
Yuma?
mind?
It is. Freezes all stats except attack and magic. Well, that doesn't seem useful at all. I'm not gonna lie.
Come back anytime.
Why are they offering up like these tunings with only 3 or 4 tuning slots? That's what I want to know.
Good day.
Like early game it makes sense. Late game, that shit doesn't make any sense at all.
How are you?
It's like the power balance doesn't shift for the better in that way. Aspects are definitely more important than just these little buffs.
What do you need, Dwayne?
But I guess the game didn't realize that, or I don't know. Item drops. Hopefully this works.
Good luck out there.
Ugh.
I offer you this song. The world resonates in my heart. I
Good shit, Excella. Keep doing that. But so this is why this team works, because Excella uses Faded Beacon, Radiant and Dragon AoE moves are going to fucking destroy them hard on. It just works. Which is the dynamic she should be using all the time. Like, I fucking obliterated that fight because of 2 Faded Beacons. And I got the... Oh my God. This is great. This is 4 for 4. Which means this is for Kirika. Will it be a 5-slot tuning? We'll find out.
Welcome back.
Otherwise, it's not worth
How
the
are
shit.
You?
Did you need something?
Welcome. What did you have in mind?
4. When MP is full, greatly decreases. That's stupid! That's so stupid! That's not a good one at all.
Come back anytime.
When MP is full, greatly decreases damage taken. That's so stupid. Not that MP's a problem anymore, but Kirika is not the one that gets full MP guaranteed.
Did you need something?
You know who that works for? Fucking Sonya.
How are you? What do you need? Which one?
Alright, I have one more to get. One more. That's it. Bullet Witch. And like I said, I don't really care about the temple's extra rewards, because auto ether, auto potion, I already know what those are probably going to do. It's not that big a deal. So this should trigger the final and last achievement of the game, if I get this during this fight. Which I'm hoping I do. Again, so far, we've been 4 for 4. Let's go for 5 for 5. Come on. Bullet Witch. Oh my god, starting right off the bat with that. Mirage Rina, I like your look, but my characters are better. Give it up. And accelerate down. Because of course you. I'm still trying to figure out what Shining Encore actually does. Shadow Arena, I really like your look. You gotta stop fucking hurting my girls, though. Where's that Graviton? Stella, you're my gravity girl. Come on. Let's go. What the fuck was that? No. Rina, you had the tools. What the fuck, girl? Sorry, focus on me. There it is.
I got him! A glorious victory!
Yes! 5 for 5.
We shall be a true Diva Magica.
Alright, once I open this, achievement should unlock. Let's go. Got it. Fucking nailed it. The tuning heard round the world. Collect all tunings. Done.
Welcome back. How
So
are
I actually
you?
did that a lot quicker and a lot easier than I thought I was going to. But
Did you
we
need
have every achievement of the game. We haven't collected all the aspects, but I don't think all the aspects are necessary. And honestly, the ones I do have are still ultra rare. Let's see. It's gotta be my girls. Magic that's been charged to the max. All forces can be performed. I'm sorry, what? That's fucking great. I wish I could actually utilize you with more aspects. Instant force use?
Come back anytime.
Why the fuck is Rena the best? That's why. That's why she's the fucking best. Oh my god.
How are you doing?
Girl. Sup? How you doing? You wanna make some elf babies? Oh, behind the tree, huh? Yeah. Alright, anyway.
All right.
But yeah, this is effectively the finale of my playthrough, at least on the YouTube channel. I may come back to this at some point in the future, but there's no real reason for me to come back to it now that I've gotten all the achievements. I've beaten all the bosses, I've beaten all the grimoires, I've even beaten the level 200 grimoire, even though it wasn't technically recorded, but I did beat it. So that's all done. That is everything. That is all fucking done. So
Be careful. Welcome back.
next time,
Get
I
some rest.
don't know. Let's see, it's the 28th. I think. So I've got 2 days, or I've got a day before I have Final Fantasy 12. So I could have technically made this 2 streams, and I just didn't.
I'm counting on you.
But I wasn't 100% sure how quickly I was going to get done today. And I didn't know I was going to get all the achievements today. So there was that.
My.
But yeah, everything's done. Everything...
I'm counting on you.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Would you like a forecast?
But yeah, there were a lot of characters in this game that were just underutilized too. But that being said, this has been Shining Resonance Refrain.
How's it
This
going?
has been the Refrain mode. Oh boy. Dude. I've got you. I've got you, Rapple.
Thanks.
Let's take a look at his
What
shop
are we
real quick.
making?
Oh, Potion 3, Ether 3. Good stuff. Yep, totally useful. Yep, Cram Bottle 3. Some Jiggly Flan. Good
How
shit,
much?
that Jiggly Flan.
And done. How much?
Nah. I was thinking about it, but I was like, nah.
How much? And done.
Mana Crystal, Moon Dust.
How much? And done. done. How much? And done. How much?
That's hilarious how many of these I got.
How much? And done. How much? And done.
Marga stones I don't need anymore. I've got 800,000 gold.
What are we making?
Ooh, another devil contract, which I will never use. Empty mind, which I already have. Eraser, nope. Stop temporarily if there's insufficient AP, nope. Salt on wounds, damage dealt with element by 20%, nope. Perfect block timing, nope. Aura blade, nope. Imperial anger, increases damage dealt by force abilities by 15%. That's not bad. Let's see what else we can get first before I go start spending on anything. Valkyrie. Ooh. Gravitational effects of gravity attacks reversed. Okay. Dizzy effect to light attacks. Okay. Attack by 5%. Okay. So even this late in the game, there's still some shit. Evil Eye. And his eye forces to glare. Don't know if I want to use the Ogre Banisher on that, but that's fine. Increases attack speed.
How much? And done.
Okay. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Nope, that's fine. Nope, that's fine. Damage up by lightning and light by 20%, decreases MP toss by 10. Lightning and light.
How much? And done.
It's actually not bad. Easy to bond with user. Wind and lightning attacks by 15%, decreases enemy cost by 20. Okay. It's not bad. Oh. Shit. Well, that's fine. God hand, huh? Anti-confuse. Yeah. It's weird that anti beats block, even though block should be more effective. I only have one demon wing? Really? Wow. That's a stupid one, I'm not gonna lie. That's awful. It's like, I'll give you a 50% boost in these skills, but... Yep. God strength. Oof. Alright.
See you around.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, there's...
Welcome. Take your pick. Take your pick. This one? Well, good luck. Have a nice day. Hi.
Oh, right. I still have to talk to the quest givers. I don't think there's anything unique, but we're gonna see. Might as well keep going just a little bit.
Hello there.
Swear to God, ask me for an 8. Fuck you, lady. Probably wasn't the best trade, but you know, it's fine. What up, dog?
All right.
Whoa, Yuma!
Okay, I'm still short. Good. I didn't want to have enough. It's a no-go.
What's the matter?
Oh, conflictors. Right. Cool. Alright. So I think it's about time everybody got back into their original outfits. I think we've had them all in their other outfits long enough. I didn't know Marion had a special. I'm scared.
What is it?
Oh, it's just Ed. You know what? That's fine. You can stay with that look. So we're gonna go take a look at everybody.
State your
Leston.
business.
Here's the OG. Looking good. I'm also going to hit this a bunch of times, so we're just going to keep going
Yes.
till we get them all.
All right.
At some point, I figure it's gonna run out, but I have no way of knowing.
Yes.
I've got plenty of money, so it shouldn't take too long.
All right.
Then again, it took take forever because I don't know if they do duplicates or not.
Yes.
And it very well could.
Yes. All right. Yes. Yes. All right.
I think that's the second time I've seen a shadow gear.
All right. All right. All right.
I'm basically just wasting my money because I can.
All right. Yes.
Maid outfit, sapphire crystal,
Yes.
golden head,
All right.
lead swordsman,
All right.
blue paste,
All right. Yes. All right. Yes.
evil worm, archdemon.
Yes. Yes.
Now, while there aren't many
All right.
enemy models,
Yes.
there are different color types.
Yes.
So what that means is they all consider them to be different, even though they technically aren't. They're just different palettes.
All right.
And it's like, oh, well, this one's blue, so it's ice. This one's white, so it's light. This one's black, so it's dark. And it's just like, all right, sure.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Again, I know how exciting this is, standing in front of a thing where you can't verify if it's new or not.
All right.
I'm not a big fan of it either.
All right.
But I am going to keep pushing this button.
All right.
So I've got to figure out if I'm even going to stream tomorrow. I might not.
All right.
I may just hold off until
Yes.
Final Fantasy is released, because I know I'm for sure getting that.
All right.
So we'll see how that goes.
All right. All right. All right. All right. Yes. Yes. All right. All right. Yes. All right. All right. All right. Yes. Yes.
I have no idea. Like, will this ever stop me? Probably not.
Yes.
Will it give me a notification that I got them all? Maybe.
All right. All right. All right.
Otherwise, I'm just wasting money.
Yes. Yes. All right. Yes. All right. All right.
Also, there's like 6 swimsuits for each girl, so it's like, oh, you get 1 swimsuit, 2 swimsuits.
Yes.
So I have no idea if it's like they're all different swimsuit types, if it just does the one swimsuit type. No idea.
All right. Yes. All right. All right. Yes. All right. All right. Yes.
That's the thing I hate about these slot machines, though. It's like, just
All right.
give me a larger number for the rarer one, so I can guarantee the drop. So I can just say, alright, all now.
All right.
Rather than waiting.
All right.
Because effectively what I could do is just empty the machine.
All right.
Or just buy the machine and be like, yep, every single one of these is mine now.
All right. All right. Yes. Yes.
And why does it have to be an egg? I don't know.
All right.
I don't feel like it should be an egg.
Yes. Yes. All right. All right. Yes. 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 All right. Yes. All right. Yes.
Hobgoblin.
All right.
Asgrim.
Yes.
Death Legs again.
Yes.
Wither Shell.
Yes.
Topaz.
All right. All right. All right.
Troll.
All right.
Goblin Thief.
All right. All right. All right.
Dark Spore.
Yes.
Frogger.
Yes.
Primula. Again.
Yes. Yes.
Alright. Calling it there. Did I get them all? Probably not. I'm sure I'm missing somebody. I'm 100% certain I'm missing somebody. I'm sure. It's not the Shining Dragon. Stop showing that. It's the fucking preform.
How do you do?
Welcome back.
So, do I have all the events? The answer is yes. Ooh, look at that big guy. Alright, there we go. That masked goblin. Yeah, there's still more of those too. Skeleton. Shadow gear, night gear. Grimoire. That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I guess I never did put them in their idol outfits, but I guess it didn't really matter either. Nope. There we go. Oh, there's all the idols. Damn. Look at how much work went into Stella, too. That's the absurd part. Like, I feel like she should have been implemented in the team. Fernando, it's like, whatever. Who cares? Dog!
Have a nice day.
Okay. Well, I didn't get everything from the lucky egg, but, you know, it was worth a shot. And because we were getting more of the same, it was just like, alright, it's not really being helpful anymore. Anyway, this is the finale for this game. This is it. This is all I'm doing. If you want me to continue on, if you want me to go to the level cap, which is, I think, 200, by all means, let me know. I'm pretty sure there's nothing exciting that's going to happen if I get that point. I'll just be able to beat everything and it won't matter. But yeah, if you want me to go that far, I certainly will. If you want me to raise everybody else up to that level, because right now, if I look, it is not even. We are at 108, 116, 116, 99, and then we have 57 poor Agnum sitting in the back here. But yeah, I can definitely start leveling these people up, even though it really wouldn't matter. To a certain level. I'm also gonna check my items real quick here. Don't feel like there's anything in here, but we're gonna look. Trying to see if the eggs dropped anything. I don't think they dropped any apples, but they've been known to. Doesn't really matter what's in here, we're just gonna clean it out. Same thing here, yep. Same thing here. And that's another thing about this whole game, is that item inventory thing, not exactly exciting. So yeah, if you didn't know, this is Sonia's generic look, which is still pretty damn fantastic. I do like their default looks. I did try to do that in my main playthrough, keep them in their standard costumes, until I got to the after game portion, where it didn't matter.
Did you need something?
This is a standard Kurika. Long flowy gown.
How's it going?
Then, of course, this is waifu number 2. Looking stylish as ever.
Oh, Yuma.
I'm going to save one more time. Because I'm going to end the game next to the waifu. Even though when I load back in the game, it's going to put me right back here. But, we're going to go hang out with Rena. And we're going to leave Yuma there. So in case I never do come back to this game, or I die of old age, or whatever else happens,
How you doing?
he'll at least be happy. Because look at this sexy witch. Look at that sexy elf girl. What's up, girl? How's it going? Want to see my dragon? I'm just kidding. Alright, anyway. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for enjoying the playthrough if you managed to get this far. And feel free to follow me on my Twitch, twitch.tv/Reaper102388. If you didn't get that, it's Reaper102388. Again, yes, those numbers are important to me. They are relevant to me. It's fine. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for subscribing. I'm sure you did. Like, comment, tell me what you thought. Bitch at me in the comments, it's fine. Spoil movies for me, I don't care, it doesn't matter. Because I did do a lot of talking today, whether it was audible or not, I'm not sure. I'm hoping it was. But, I'm hoping to see you all later in my other playthroughs. And honestly, with as much trouble as this game did give me getting this far, I'm sort of glad that I did it. And I don't know, maybe at some point we'll come back to it, but it'll be probably a few years before I do. But yeah, we are going to move on to bigger and better things. Although bigger may be a little bit hard looking at her bust size, but you know, it's fine. God, what a sexy witch. Alright, anyway.
How are you doing?
No worries. I appreciate your support. If you bothered to watch me at all, it means a lot. And I will see everybody next time. This is Reaper, signing off of Shining Resonance Refrain. Refrain mode completed. All achievements unlocked. I'm just going to confirm that when I'm done streaming before I lose my mind, but I'm pretty sure that's everything. Alright. Bye, everybody.